AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas, the site for the next chapter in one of the NFL's great rivalries, as the Dallas Cowboys are set to meet the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football.
Stand up and cheer, stomp your feet, start clapping. NBC Sunday night about to happen. Been waiting all day. Philly and Dallas have come to play. Al, Chris, Michelle, turn it up. It's the NFL. Can't get enough. We got a battle tonight. A winner take all. Ain't nothing like Sunday Night Football. It's out of control. Get set, let's go. The clock's winding down. Let's rock and roll.
The roof is open, and a crowd of more than 90,000 is revved up in Arlington, Texas, as the Dallas Cowboys take the field. Marquee quarterback matchup ahead as Dak Prescott and the Cowboys take on Carson Wentz and the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Now Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, and Michelle DeFoya. For Dallas, it's been an up and down season. The Cowboys come in with a winning mark. They are 5-4, but tonight, once again, no Zeke Elliott. He is suspended. No Tyron Smith, the great left tackle, is hurt. He'll miss a second straight game. They really missed him last week. Prescott got sacked 8 times against Atlanta. It's time for this team right now, because it's almost make or break in terms of playoff hopes for the Dallas Cowboys. On the other side of the coin, Philadelphia rolling along. Mark of 8-1, best record in the league, 7 consecutive wins. Number 2 in the league in scoring offense. Carson Wentz is just having a tremendous season. He could very well be the MVP. And in Philadelphia right now, the rabid fans are starting to dream about the possibility of that Lombardi Trophy being paraded down Broad Street for the first time ever. But first things first, Chris, as we look at tonight's game, Philadelphia, they've already won more games than they did all of last season. What are the keys to the turnaround?
Well, you start with Carson Wentz, right? How good has he been? But I also love watching this defense play. Some of the defensive linemen, Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham and Vinnie Curry, they can overwhelm offenses at times. So the Cowboys are going to have to be very sharp in this one tonight. And the Cowboys come in with a short deck. They're missing some key parts, key players. How do they overcome that? Well, I think this is the game they may miss Ezekiel Elliott the most, because you have to run the football to slow down that Eagles pass rush. But remember, the Cowboys are very good at rushing the passer as well. DeMarcus Lawrence leads the National Football League in sacks. So what do you have? You have 2 tremendous young quarterbacks and 2 very good defensive lines coming after them all night. More from the field now as we welcome in Michelle DeFoya. Michelle.
Well, Al, the Cowboys' offensive line is one of the most dominant in the NFL, but without all-pro left tackle Tyron Smith last week, they took a hit. Smith was replaced by Chaz Green and later Byron Bell, and as you said, Al, Dak Prescott was sacked 8 times and under pressure on nearly half of his dropbacks. Now, Jason Witten told me we can't replace Tyron Smith, but we can find ways to win. But 8 sacks and 7 points, that's not the formula. Jason Garrett told us the coaching staff didn't have a comprehensive enough plan going into that game. The plan tonight, Bell will start at left tackle in just his 2nd game of the season, and he'll get plenty of help, although center Travis Frederick told me Bell has done very well in practice this week. And meanwhile, the Cowboys are without their best player on defense, linebacker Sean Lee, and they'll also be without safety Jeff Heath, Al.
Ready to get it started, Michelle. They've been going at it for 58 seasons. Eagles Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
Ain't nothing like Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. By Kia. Visit kia.com to learn more. By Verizon, the best network and the best unlimited. And by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Mortgage confidently.
Lease the 2018 Sorrento LX for only $229 a month, or get up to $3,000 total cash at Kia's Light Up the Holidays sales event.
It's a small finger, a worm.
Like a dagger?
Tiny sword.
Breadstick.
Matchstick.
A lamppost.
Coin slot! No.
10 seconds.
A stick, a walking stick,
the
a
Eiffel
boundary,
Tower.
Mount Kilimanjaro, big dinosaurs.
Sorry. It's a tandem bicycle.
What?
As long as sloths are slow, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Barry Sanders is one of the greatest running backs in football history. When it came to ducking defenders, nobody did it better. He's also a serious dodgeball player.
Here's the spin. Patriots left. Holy mackerel. Barry still got it.
But when it comes to mortgages, he's less confident. Fortunately, there's Rocket Mortgage. It's simple, so he can understand the details and be sure he's getting the right mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes one. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock till the broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
Bryant for the touchdown.
When amazing moments happen on Sunday Night Football, share the experience and be part of the conversation at SNF on NBC.
Throws.
And stream Sunday Night Football online on your tablet or connected TVs with the NBC Sports app.
NBC Sports, home of Super Bowl 52. Welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
When you look at those numbers, no sophomore jinx for either of these two guys. Wentz on the left, Prescott on the right as we get set for this big battle in Arlington. There is Jason Garrett, head coach of the Cowboys since the middle of the 2010 season. As you look at the standings, Philadelphia can all but wrap it up with a win tonight. There's Doug Peterson in his second season with Philadelphia. So Dallas tries to get with a win within 2 games. Washington lost a heartbreaker in New Orleans today, and the Giants upset Kansas City to win their second of the season. Jake Elliott, a rookie. Caleb Sturgis, their kicker, was hurt opening day, so they picked up Elliott. And Ryan Switzer, a rookie out of North Carolina, the 4th-round draft choice, ready to receive. Philadelphia won the toss and deferred. And this should be an exciting one from Texas. 2-yard line. Switzer. Out past the 20. Gets to midfield. Still going, and finally the kicker is able to knock him down at the 35-yard line. It was Jake Elliott who saves the day, and that's the way it starts for the Dallas Cowboys. A 61-yard return by the rookie Switzer.
Al, you're a baseball guy. You'll appreciate this. Remember how center fielders would run up from the back of the end zone? Ryan Switzer caught that ball on the move coming forward. Saw a huge hole over there on the right side. Exactly the way the Cowboys needed to start that game.
And just the way you want to do it if you're a kick returner. Moving forward, They start the game now from the 37-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Rod Smith and not Morris starts. They flare him out, and the first play is a pass to Jason Witten, still going strong in his 15th season. Dak Prescott. Throw out last week. He's been phenomenal, and he was even pretty good last week under that sort of pressure. 16 TDs, 4 interceptions. All season long, he had been sacked only 10 times in their first 8 games, and then went to the turf 8 times last week in Atlanta. Second down and 3. Play call coming in as he compresses his helmet. Morris is in the game as the tailback. And they give it to the former Redskin, and he's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's big Fletcher Cox knocking him back as we take a look at the Dallas starters.
Dak Prescott, Mississippi State.
Alfred Morris, Florida Atlantic.
Dez Bryant, Oklahoma State.
Cole Beasley, SMU.
Terrence Williams, Baylor. Jason Witten, Tennessee. Byron Bell, New Mexico. Jonathan Cooper, North Carolina. Travis Frederick, Wisconsin. Zach Martin, Notre Dame. Lael Collins, LSU.
Frederick and Martin, Pro Bowlers, but a lot of eyes tonight on 75, the left tackle, Byron Bell. Third down and 3. Eagles rush 4. Prescott throws, and it's tipped, and it's incomplete at the 17-yard line. That's Jalen Mills covering Dez Bryant, 4th down.
Well, you wonder how they're going to help. This time it's Jason Witten on the outside helping Byron Bell. A little chip before he releases down the field. All you can do is ask for that kind of a shot. But once again, we're seeing the secondary, Jalen Mills and company, coming up with big plays. You know, when you play pressure defense the way the Eagles want to, puts a lot of pressure on the secondary to have to play man-to-man coverage.
Dan Bailey is still not ready, so Mike Nugent kicks for his 4th game in a row for Dallas. It's a 48-yard attempt, and the well-traveled Nugent is able to bang it through. So it's all set up by the big kick return, and Dallas takes the early lead over the Eagles.
Verizon and Google have teamed up on the Pixel 2. It's like Verizon is the oil and Google is the balsamic.
It's more like the Google Pixel 2 is the unlimited storage.
Verizon is the best unlimited plan.
I like oil and balsamic.
Get up to 50% off the Pixel 2 on Google's exclusive wireless partner, Verizon.
Don't stop me now. If you want to have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Hey, hey, hey. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Have a good time, good time. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Don't stop me. Having a good time. Don't stop me. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't want to stop at all.
The all-new 2018 Camry. Toyota. Let's go places.
What started as a passion to make something original has grown into an enterprise. That's why I switched to the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. Now I'm earning unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase I make. Everything. Which adds up to thousands of dollars back every year and helps keep my passion growing in every direction. What's in your wallet?
Make Walmart your first and only stop. Black Friday, Thanksgiving, 6 p.m. Get the app for a sneak peek at the deals.
Sunday Night Football being brought to you by Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. By Bose, official sound of the NFL. By Verizon, the best network and the best unlimited. And by Toyota. Let's go places. At halftime tonight, Jerry Jones will get his Hall of Fame ring before the game, joined by other Cowboys enshrined in Canton for a reception here at the stadium. Some familiar faces. And they got their new rings as well, as you look at the Cowboys owner enshrined this past August. And of course, we saw Roger Stahl back there, Tony Dorsett, Emmitt Smith. Great stars from the past.
Great party, too, wasn't it?
As always. Nugent's kick. Varner with the touchback. Let's take a look at the Philadelphia offense.
Carson Wentz, North Dakota State University.
LeGarrette Blunt, Oregon.
Alshon Jeffrey, South Carolina.
Nelson Aguilar, Southern Cal.
Torrey Smith, Maryland.
Zach Ertz, Stanford.
Halapulabati Vaitai, TCU.
Stefan Wisniewski, Penn State.
Jason Kelsey, Cincinnati.
Brandon Brooks, Miami University.
Lane Johnson,
Oklahoma.
And that is an offense. Second in points, fourth in yards, fourth in rushing, first in passing. 5 times in the 9 games, they have scored 30 or more points. They begin from the 25, and Wentz gets it away in a hurry to the outside, and that is Torrey Smith, very close to a first down. Wentz, the number 2 overall pick in the draft last year, behind only Jared Goff of the Rams. 23 touchdowns, leads the National Football League. He's on his way to perhaps breaking Sonny Jurgensen's long-held Philadelphia touchdown in one season record, and 104 rating, third best. He picked up the first down to the 35-yard line, stack a couple of receivers off to the left. Dallas with a 4-man front, and they blitz, and Wentz gets it away again to the outside, so they go back-to-back to Torrey Smith. Gain here of about 7. Lewis makes the stop.
Well, anytime you're going to blitz, man coverage, and you've got Jordan Lewis, a very young cornerback, rookie on the outside there, you're going to see a lot of pressure, not only on Jordan Lewis, but Xavier Woods, number 25, who will be playing some at safety this evening. So young players, they decided to almost completely remake the secondary at the beginning of the year. See if the Eagles can take advantage.
In the backfield now, Jay Ajayi, who was traded from Miami a couple of weeks ago, and they give it to the former Dolphin, and he's able to pick up the first down to the 49-yard line, where DeMarcus Lawrence, who leads the league in sacks, makes the tackle.
Yeah, we've seen these kinds of plays before, and you bring your athletic right tackle around, and Lane Johnson. This is an excellent running football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. They've been over 100 yards rushing in all but one game this season.
From the 48-yard line, Ajayi stays in there. Aguilar in motion both ways. Off the play fake. Gets it back to Ajayi. And works his way close to a first down. So Jay Ajayi had been the horse in Miami for a couple of years, and we were down there a couple of weeks ago, and well, there was a lot of discontent on the Miami side, so he became available in a trade. Howie Roseman, the Philadelphia GM, he was looking at him, went to Doug Peterson and says, hey, we have a chance to get Ajayi, and Peterson said, seriously? Are you kidding?
Said, how much? Said a 4th-round pick. And he goes, really? It's almost like he couldn't believe it. And he has fit in nicely here. Had a tremendous debut with the Eagles.
Now LeGarrette Blunt is in there, but before the play, we've got our first flag of the game. We'll hear from tonight's referee, who is Bill Vinovich.
Ball start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Right tackle Lane Johnson.
You know, and maybe the premier matchup of the evening, Lane Johnson, one of the absolute best right tackles in football, going against DeMarcus Lawrence, who leads the National Football League in sacks with 11.5. So we'll keep a close eye on that one.
Johnson, their number 1 pick out of Oklahoma back in 2013.
Correction. Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 90. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So take it away from Johnson and hand it to Lawrence, and that makes it 1st and 5.
Almost simultaneous. You'll see right there who moved first. You know, I think that Lawrence definitely moved first, but was he in the neutral zone by the time that Lane Johnson reacted? About a 10-yard swing on that one, right?
The crowd loved it. 1st and 5 from the 37.
Yeah, I know.
Lot of motion. Handoff to Blunt. And the Super Bowl ring with New England. First down. Let's take a look at the Cowboy D.
DeMarcus Lawrence, the Boise State Broncos.
Malik Collins, Nebraska.
David Irving, San Jacinto High School.
Tyron Crawford, Boise State University.
Damian Wilson, Minnesota.
Justin Durant, Hampton.
Anthony Hitchens, Iowa.
Anthony Brown, Purdue University.
Xavier Woods, Louisiana Tech.
Byron Jones, UConn.
Orlando Scandrick, Boise State.
So they only give Blunt 4.5 and spot the ball just short of the 32. So it's second in inches, and those inches and more picked up by Blunt. And it moves to 6 as he takes the ball to the 26-yard line. And Chris, of course, that defense, as you looked at them, trying to work around the absence of Sean Lee.
Yeah, you know, and there's little gimmicks going on for the Philadelphia Eagles here early on. That time, David Irving, who can be a nightmare, just comes flying across. They don't even block him. They had a trap coming the other way, but he was leaning so far forward. So the two best players up front for the Cowboys, DeMarcus Lawrence, we talked about David Irving. They're trying to take advantage of the fact he's all hyped up right now.
Philly now goes 5 wide on the first down. With protection, open, juggling, and does he make the catch? He does. Kenyon Barner. The officials now looking at each other, a little bit of a juggle, but he's able to stay in bounds. And as they discuss things, it will be, pending an overturn here, a first and goal. 1 foot down.
Control, and it's in. Because the bobble took place prior to that first foot getting off the ground. It's a good call.
22-yard gain. Back to the ground they go. Working his way through the middle is Barner. And he's in for the touchdown. So Barner has the big reception. Now goes through the celebration. They go 75 and 8 plays. Takes him a little over 4 minutes to take the lead.
But the linebacker right here is going to shoot into the gap, and watch the way he adjusts. Barner, nicely done. Linebacker is going to hit him right in the mouth. He bounces around DeMarcus Lawrence and found the end zone. This team has been really special in the red zone this season. Number 1 in the NFL, 72%. That's pretty remarkable, especially for a young quarterback.
They check it out. Scoring plays are always reviewed and probably will stand, even though they're waiting for the confirmation. That's a drive as Vinovich gets ready to tell us.
Previous plays under review.
Now they're going to take a peek at this. If nothing else, the ball would be about the 2-inch line. It's this play under review, but don't go anywhere. This next break will be side by side with the review process.
Got anything new?
Yeah, about a small business. So you want to grow your little moving company?
I like it, but what if grow your moving company?
I think maybe it ought to be more like a song than a jingle.
Okay. Yeah, well, do it your way. Of course, people seem to like it. They talk about it all the time. They tweet about it, speak to me in jingle tone 24/7. But yeah, I think a song makes sense.
So, Verizon and Google have teamed up on the Pixel 2. It's a match made in tech heaven. It's like Verizon is the oil and Google is the balsamic.
No, actually, they separate into a suspension.
It's more like the Google Pixel 2 is the unlimited storage.
And Verizon is the best unlimited plan.
What if it's like H2 and O?
Yeah, like that.
I had a feeling that would score with you guys. Good meeting.
When you really, really want the best, get up to 50% off the Pixel 2 on Google's exclusive wireless partner, Verizon.
You cannot wear a Raiders jersey to my family's Christmas dinner. Turn it off. Just turn the lights off.
We think this will stand. Barner was going down, but all that has to happen is for any part of the ball to get over to any part of the goal line, the front part of the goal line, and it's pretty clear to us that no body part was down. That would preclude that, but they're checking it out in New York, and we should have the answer here momentarily. Here it comes.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field stands. Touchdown.
Chris, how many drives have you seen that have 8 plays and pick up 6 first downs?
That's it's not surprising. I mean, there's a reason this team only has 1 loss on the season. I was surprised the fact they gave it to Barner, their only smaller running back, down on the goal line with all those big guys they have in the backfield, and yet it was his quickness that got the job done.
4 runs, 4 passes. Showed a lot of different formations. Extra point by Elliott is good. And about 6 minutes into the game, Philadelphia takes the lead. So Wentz has now been in the league for a year and a half. He's played a total of 25 games. There are some of the numbers, all Eagle records for the first 25. And you go back to Tom Brady when he got in there in 2001, his first year and a half. Those numbers stack up pretty closely. By the way, how's Brady doing these days?
Yeah, they're doing all right, aren't they? You never know. These two teams may get a rematch in the Super Bowl. The last one was in Jacksonville. I had the good fortune of calling that one. And it's a heck of a game. You know, it is amazing that Carson Wentz went from a touchdown every 38 attempts in 2016 to a touchdown every 12 and a half attempts this season. 23 touchdowns already for this second-year quarterback. Something.
So Elliott to kick off. Switzer ran it back, and he's going to get a running start on this one, too. Just like he did the first time for that big run back. But this time he gets spilled as he crosses the 25-yard line. And let's take a look at the Philadelphia D.
Brandon Graham, Michigan.
Fletcher Cox, Yazoo City High School.
Timmy Jernigan, Florida State. Vinny Curry, Marshall.
Michael Kendricks, Cal.
Joe Walker, University of Oregon.
Nigel Bradham, the Florida State University. Jalen Mills, LSU.
Malcolm Jenkins, the Ohio State University.
Rodney McLeod, the University of Virginia.
Ronald Darby, Florida State.
Darby came over in a trade before the season, dislocated his ankle in the opener, and makes his first appearance since early September. Back in the lineup tonight. Ball is given off to Alfred Morris, who has to do the bulk of the ball carrying. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Boy, you go back to 2012. In Washington, D.C., the toast of the town, of course, was RG3 at quarterback. And Morris was the running back. He came out of the draft that year as well. He's had 3,000-yard seasons, but never really happened after that. And off he came to the Cowboys last year. Second down and 10 from the 26-yard line. Again, Morris with a convoy that time. Breaking tackles. And out to the 49-yard line behind Frederick and Martin. And Chris, if you're going to go behind 2 guys on your line, those are the 2 right now.
Yeah, you get your best football players out in front of the play, and watch as Alfred Morris comes down and then dips around, and then you have those 2 great all-pro players out in front of them. So what the Cowboys are doing now against this Eagles defense is they have added tight ends to the mix. They have added Swaim, they have added Hannah. They're going to add a little protection on those edges to help the tackle.
Gain at 22, fake toss. Look out, though. He gets it away and spins it out to Noah Brown. And he has a first down. Brown is a rookie out of Ohio State who was drafted in the 7th round last April.
Yeah, and Noah Brown is in for his blocking as much as anything else, and he's going to sneak through probably one of the last guys you're thinking, boy, we need to double cover him, right? That's a lot of talent on this Cowboys offense. And yet now they're getting a little momentum going. Once Dallas can establish anything in the running game, it sets up that movement passing game.
Morris is the running back from the 38-yard line. Through the middle he will go. Picking up a couple. Brandon Graham making the tackle. Philadelphia has the best run defense in the league. Of course, one of the reasons is they've been out in front so much that they haven't faced that many rushes per game because teams have to come from behind and go to the air.
Well, and the other reason is exactly what you just saw there. Their best defensive line is now out of the game, and they put in an entirely new defensive line, and they are just as good.
So the defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, flush Prescott away, throws, and that's caught close to a first down. We'll see where Williams' forward progress is. Tries to jump forward on the ground. Jalen Mills makes the tackle, and that moves the chains. First down.
Well, anytime you're going to get pressure right at the quarterback, you're going to see Prescott having to run for his life. But he is as accurate as any quarterback right now playing in the game. As a matter of fact, Jim Schwartz went so far as to say he's one of the best he's ever seen in his career, his accuracy on the run.
And that's evidence right there. I think, Chris, you take a look at that. Threw a bullet out of the pocket, under pressure, out of the way, picks up the first down. Here's Morris, and he'll take the ball to the 22-yard line. Long makes the tackle. Speaking of out of the pocket for Prescott, since he started his career, second in completion, second in yards, fourth in touchdowns, very similar to the numbers put up by Russell Wilson in Seattle.
Yeah, and after watching him play last week, I'm not so sure he's not first in heart. Scott Linehan, he was trying to draw them all up and keep this defensive line at bay.
Second and 6, and Prescott keeps it himself and hides the ball against his hip. And everybody went to the running back, and Prescott just put it on his hip, goes 11 yards, and picks up a first down.
Well, as they always do, block down. Don't block that guy. Let this action take him down inside. So there goes Morris. You see the defensive lineman, Vinny Curry, follow him. And what you have now is a little bit of a horizontal stretch on this defense that really wants to attack up the field. And now they're making them a little bit hesitant.
Ball at the 12. That hole closed very quickly for Alfred Morris. Picks up one. Call it second down and 9 upcoming.
You know, Fletcher Cox is, in my mind, one of the best players in all of football. Forget about which position you're talking about. When you have somebody that can dominate inside like this and basically get blocked, get trapped on that play, and then get back up and make a play, you will see him in the backfield a lot. Number 91.
On second and 9. Prescott is able to get it away. It's Bryant, but he cannot spin away from Darby. So Darby comes back after the dislocated ankle. First appearance in September, makes a nice tackle there. Third down.
Yeah, Darby came over, and he only got, 18 snaps, something like that, before he got hurt. This is his first appearance. So what do you want to do? You want to find out, can he tackle? You've got Des Bryant, one of the biggest, strongest, most powerful wide receivers in all of football. At least on the first matchup, advantage Darby.
Ball at the 9. This is the 10th play of the drive, which has consumed about 5.5 minutes. Empty backfield. And now you got a timeout taken by the Cowboys. 3:25 to the end of the quarter. 7-3 Philly.
It's iPhone season and everyone's celebrating. But this year, celebrate more responsibly.
How much data did I use last night?
What did I sign up for? Hey, Jimmy, where's your iPhone season spirit? Be smart and get the new iPhone from Sprint. You'll get the best price for unlimited and network reliability within 1% of the other guys.
Works for me. It's an iPhone season miracle. I'm going to Sprint.
Celebrate at Sprint. Get the new iPhone 8 or 10 and save $350. Plus, upgrade to the latest iPhone anytime with iPhone Forever.
Walking like a man, hitting like a hammer. She's a juvenile scam. Never was a quitter. Tasted like a raindrop. She's got the look. Heavenly bound, cause heaven's got a number when she's spinning me around. Kissing is a color, her loving is a wild dog. She's got the look. 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 One that go la la.
The all-new 2018 Camry. Toyota. Let's go places.
Last lecture to page 136, Recessive Traits Consideration.
I reprogrammed the robots to do the inspection. It's running much faster now. See?
That's amazing, Molly.
Thank you.
Got anything new?
Yeah, about a small business. So you want to grow your little moving company?
I like it, but what if grow your moving company?
I think maybe it ought to be more like a song than a jingle.
Okay. Yeah, well, do it your way. Of course, people seem to like it. They talk about it all the time. They tweet about it, speak to me in jingle tone 24/7. But yeah, I think a song makes sense.
Tomorrow,
This is the man that killed 21 Americans.
Let's get the kid!
it's the Brave Fall finale.
Let's get our revenge.
We don't have a lot of time. You have got to get out of there.
The Brave Fall finale, tomorrow after The Voice on NBC.
Linehan and Schwartz, both former head coaches. Linehan with the St. Louis Rams and Schwartz for 5 years with Detroit. Scott running the Dallas offense, Schwartz running the Philly defense after the timeout. 3rd and 7.
Rod Smith, the receiving back in the backfield now.
Keep him in the block. Throw into the end zone, and it's incomplete. And Bryant wants to know why there's no flag. Darby says, because I covered you perfectly. 4th down.
Yeah, he did. This ball is thrown from the 7 or 8 yard line, and initial contact was with the ball in the air and pretty far down the field. Interesting.
Looked like more offensive than defensive. They would have thrown a flag there.
Yeah.
But no flag. 27-yard attempt now. Mike Nugent. There's Dan Bailey talking before the game. He thinks he's ready to kick by Thursday, Thanksgiving, against the Chargers. And Nugent bangs it through for his second field goal of the night. Philadelphia 7, down to 6 on Sunday night.
Oh, dude. What did your mom say? There he is. That's awesome, right? I'm sending it to him.
What is it you want to know? Where is it you want to go? Where is it you want to go? Where is it you want to go?
Hey, what you doing on your computer?
What's a computer?
Play Overwatch free and join over 35 million players.
We're on our way.
Overwatch. Try it free November 17th. Rated Teen.
The all-new 2018 Camry. Toyota. Let's go places.
We finished the dream closet just in time for Black Friday. Check it out. Wow.
I love sweaters. Sweaters and fleece for the whole family starting at $10. Black Friday doorbusters. Doors open 6 p.m. Thursday. Only at Target.
From DreamWorks, the makers of Shrek, comes a new NBC special.
You guys need a new holiday.
Starring the original feature cast.
Who's driving the bus?
Trolls Holiday, Friday on NBC. Joe Theismann and Lawrence Taylor together again, inviting you to watch the Giants and the Redskins on Thanksgiving night on NBC.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been together, Joe.
Thank goodness for that.
You want to laugh?
I'm okay. No, thank you very much.
It's amazing that Joe can still, he can laugh about that.
Oh, that's great. That was great.
Famous play from a Monday night game back in 1985. This kick is going to be returnable. Barnard coming straight up the middle, and he gets rolled down at about the 24-yard line. Let's go back to the last play when no interference was called.
All right, look at the red line. That's 5 yards, so no contact after that. You'll see the ball released, and Des Bryant's going to have his head turned back around looking for the football. The ball's in the air, and then the shot comes in from Darby. I don't know how that isn't pass interference. I don't think Des does either. Let's give him credit. There are some crews that are going to let you play, and maybe it's going to be one of those kind of nights. And I'm not so sure ultimately that wouldn't favor Des Bryant if they let him get physical on the field.
And fewer penalties, the better. We're not complaining.
No.
From the 23-yard line. Wentz keeps it. And springs forward, gets up to the 29-yard line. A lot like Prescott. He's a guy who can run with the ball. It's very speedy for a QB.
And very athletic, the same thing, right? If that defensive end wants to crash, actually Carson Wentz is slightly faster than Dak Prescott is, about 4.73, 4.77, something like that.
2nd and 4 from the 29-yard line. Scandrick comes up to the line at the bottom of the screen. Goes back into coverage, and Wentz fires deep downfield, and that will be caught by Alshon Jeffrey, the former Bear, came over in the offseason. Anthony Brown covers, first down, Eagles. No huddle, Philadelphia coming up to the line.
Boy, Alshon Jeffrey and Zach Ertz, those big guys can play above the rim, can't they?
Blitz, and it's knocked down at the 45-yard line. That's DeMarcus Lawrence, who was back there, the guy who leads the league in sacks.
So what do you do to mess them up every once in a while? Fake and drop back into a zone linebacker look, and he got right in the way of the throw. Of course, those big arms could have gotten right in the way of a lot of things. Nice guy, wasn't he? We enjoyed getting a chance to visit with the sack leader of the NFL.
Very much so. Wentz's first incomplete pass of the night. He's 5 out of 6 with 71. Lynch to the outside, and that is incomplete there. Tried to hit Zach Ertz, the tight end. Myron Jones with the coverage. 3rd down and 10 with 2 minutes to go in the quarter. And there is Sean Lee, hamstring pull last week, out tonight, probably out for a couple of weeks. Hope to have him back sometime in December. Boy, what a difference he makes.
Yeah. And that means that number 59, Anthony Hitchens, having to move to where he is, and you see the numbers with and without Lee. Pretty remarkable. And Justin Durant has to fill in for Anthony Hitchens' spot in the middle.
12 and 3 with, 7 and 8 without. Play clock running down, 2-1. They just do get it off on the 3rd and 10. Wentz avoids the sack. To the outside he goes and gets bounced out of bounds into the Cowboy bench by Xavier Woods, the safety, 4th down.
Well, they had a chance, had the crossing route coming across the field. If Wentz had been able to get his eyes up the field, he definitely was going to have that first down. You'll see on the left-hand side, I think it's Aguilar going to come across the field here, going to be wide open, but the pressure got there before Wentz could get resettled to throw the football.
Donnie Jones to kick. Cole Beasley stands back at the 10-yard line. And Beasley's going to let it go, and it's going to roll barely into the end zone for a touchback. 1:21 remaining in the opening quarter. Philadelphia up by 1.
Rated RP2M.
Now starting at $199.
PlayStation.
All smartphones are more or less the same, right? But this is the Moto Z.
Hello, Moto.
Can your phone turn into a projector? Because a 70-inch projection beats any phone screen.
And they might be bragging about portrait mode, but can your phone go beyond and transform into a real 360 camera? It's time to reinvent your smartphone. It's time to move on. Moto Mods on the new Moto Z from Motorola. Available at all major carriers.
Macy's Black Friday starts at 5 p.m. Thanksgiving with furniture, mattress, and rug super buys. Get our Astra sofa for only $499 or a Certipedic plush queen mattress for $136. Shop in-store or at Macy's.com.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like wet grocery bags, getting a bad haircut, overcrowded trains, turnstiles that don't turn, and spilling coffee on themselves. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV and for a limited time get a $100 reward card. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Thanksgiving Day on NBC is America's favorite tradition.
I'm so excited.
Starting with Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, featuring the Goo Goo Dolls, Andy Grammer, and Flo Rida.
This is gonna be great.
Then the National Dog Show, presented by Purina. And later, the NFL in primetime as the Redskins take on the Giants. And stick around for Jerry Seinfeld on The Tonight Show. It's Thanksgiving Day on NBC. All day, starting everywhere at 9 a.m.
Tonight Show, next week. A lot of good guests coming aboard. Gwen Stefani will be there from NBC's This Is Us. Justin Hartley among the folks stopping by to see Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show all this week on NBC. From the 20-yard line now, Dallas begins this drive. Off the play fake. Prescott under pressure, and he slings it away into the Eagle bench. It'll be second down, chased by Michael Kendrick, 2nd and 10.
Now we're seeing quite a bit now of the two tight end look for the Cowboys and a lot of the bootleg passes. So I would imagine you're going to begin to see some adjustments defensively. But what happens is if you can set up the bootlegs, it also sets up that inside run where they curl back. So if they start chasing Dak to the outside, they start running that inside zone inside and take advantage of that. So that's the gamesmanship going on right now.
Again, the play fake, and a wobbly pass, and it's picked off. That's Rodney McLeod, who intercepts the deflected pass and sets Philadelphia up deep in Dallas territory. The way it came out of his hand looked like it might have been tipped early.
Well, what happened early was left tackle Byron Bell got beat quickly, so Prescott had to get it out of his hands, and then the ball is tipped, flies up in the air, and there's McLeod. And we see this a lot with the Philadelphia Eagles. Pressure leads to contact downfield, leads to interceptions, and that is how they've been winning a lot of games this season.
Year and a half into his career, that's the first time he's had a pass intercepted on a play action pass. So now that Dallas defense will try to hold him to 3 points. First down with Ajayi in the backfield from the 15-yard line. And here's Ajayi, and he's going to get taken down from behind. Good play there by Anthony Hitchens. Loss of 1, second down and 11.
Let's take a look at Dak here at the end of this throw. See if he takes a little shot to the jaw. He kind of was flexing it a bit on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there.
It was Jenkins who tipped it. McLeod got the pick. Second and 11 from the 16-yard line. Running back was Corey Clement. He stays in the block, runs to the end zone, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Alshon Jeffrey. 3rd and 11. Highest passer rating on 3rd down to this point in the season. The average is 85.6 in the NFL. You've got Goff number 3 at 109.5. Brady 114.6. And on 3rd down, an otherworldly 125 rating for Carson Wentz. So here he is on a 3rd and 11.
Two babies bookending the GOAT, huh?
Close to go to his tight end, Ertz, very often in this situation. Play clock is at 1. Did they get the timeout in time?
I've never seen that. I've never seen the running back, LeGarrette Blount, go up and tap the center like he was given directions.
Talking about the importance of this game. If Philadelphia wins, it's a 4-game lead, so that would just about do it for the NFC East. But if Dallas can win the game, they'd be 2 back. They still have a game with Philadelphia. Philadelphia has to play 3 in a row on the road going out west to face Seattle and the Rams. So this would make a huge difference if the Cowboys win the game.
Yeah, and it really falls on Dak Prescott. We saw it in the game in Atlanta last week. I thought it was one of the gutsier performances I've seen all year. He was under siege, getting hit on almost every play, found ways to scramble out, carry his football team. They had a chance coming out in the second half, went right down the field, and then another sack, and that was that. But he is a brave young man, and he's going to have to be tonight.
3rd and 11. Blount in the backfield, Ertz in the slot. 6 defensive backs in for the Cowboys, and the pass sliding, and it's incomplete. Aguilar going to the ground, covered well, 4th down and 11. So Wentz started 5 for 5, and now he's missed 4 in a row.
Yeah, and this one badly underthrown on the outside here. This is one you want to hang up over the top. Really, Aguilar had a chance. Here's a guy that had some issues with drops last year, has cured all that this year, and this time Carson Wentz took the shot.
34-yard attempt for Jake Elliott. And that kick is no good. Elliott misses from 34.
That'll fire up an entire football team. Your defense comes out after a turnover by the offense. They make a stand, you miss a field goal, and now look at them over there on the bench. This is one of those momentum shift times.
And that's illustrated in this shot. You can see Prescott, there's Bailey, the normal Dallas kicker, hopes to be back next week. Bryant loves it as well. Big, big, big. Well, they lost Caleb Sturgis opening day, and they brought in Elliott off the Bengals practice squad. And now you've got Wentz, who's going into the tent, the medical tent, to be checked out after that last hit. Waning seconds of the quarter. Ron Smith is the running back. And Smith, whose brother Jalen is a linebacker for the Cowboys. Talk about him later. Carries for about 5, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. With the score, Philadelphia 7, Dallas 6. Sunday Night Football back after these messages.
Make Kohl's Black Friday your first stop. Shop Black Friday deals online all week long. Plus, get more bang for your buck with $15 Kohl's Cash for every $50 spent. Presents for them, Kohl's Cash for you. Get $24.99 toys. Quarter-carat diamond earrings are just $34.99. Shop online for $2.99 bath towels or $8.99 throws. A Shark vacuum is only $129.99. And get $9.99 women's sweaters. It's Kohl's Black Friday. Shop online all week long. And stores open Thursday at 5 p.m. Kohl's.
Fly me to the moon and let me play.
Guess what I just got? Hello, Dad. That's a big phone. Oh, my phone.
just had a miscarriage.
Take my heart.
Leave a message for Kate.
Where are you? Please, please, please call me.
And forever you will never be alone.
Looking right there at downtown Dallas, as tonight's aerial coverage is being brought to you by Geico. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya. Week 11. Sunday Night Football. Good news for Philadelphia. Wentz comes out of the tent fairly quickly.
He's got his homework pad back in hand.
He's ready. Not quite as quickly as Russell Wilson, but fast. 2nd down and 5 as the handoff goes to Rod Smith to the 30-yard line. We'll take another look at the hit that Wentz took.
Yeah, Malik Collins is going to initiate contact, and then Wentz's head is going to come back into basically the thigh pad and knee of DeMarcus Lawrence. There's the initial contact, and there's his head into the thigh pad.
They shipped him out. He's ready to go, and they get the ball back. It's 3rd down and 4 from the 30-yard line. Blitz coming. Prescott flings it to the outside, and that's incomplete. Broken up at the last moment. Beasley broken up by Patrick Robinson, and Doug Peterson comes over to salute him.
This is as good as it gets. You'll see the outcut here by Beasley, who is their best man-to-man coverage player. But it is Patrick Robinson who really has made such an impression on everybody in Philadelphia this year. That slot cornerback position is so tough. And not only has he proven this year to be an excellent cover guy, he has proven himself to be a tough guy tackling, and that was a bit of a surprise for Philadelphia.
Jones to punt. Barner is back. Goes for a fair catch. 48-yard boot to the 22. So the Eagles, how often have they started 8-1, and what has happened? 49, they won the NFL championship game at the Rams. 60, they won their last championship as they beat the Packers. Super Bowl era, they've been there twice, but lost to the Raiders in 80 and to the Patriots in 04. They've started 8-1. Jeff Lurie has owned the team. There he is with wife Tina since the mid-90s. Just talking about before the game about what it would mean to that city to have that parade.
It'd be something. They're almost holding their breath. They're almost afraid to believe what they're seeing on the field with this team.
Right. Don't want the kibosh put in there. And that's dropped. That was Aguilar, who's had a really good year. Popped by Brown. He dropped a lot of passes, did next to nothing last year, but he's come on at a good year in 17.
Anthony Brown's going to come flying up here and take a shot right to the hip line. I like that hit. I always hate it when they go straight to the knees to try to make the hit. That one completely fair and legal.
2nd and 10. So Wentz was 5 for 5. Now 0 for his last 5. Toss here. Clement. And he can't escape as he gets up to the 26. Good tackle there by Jalen Smith. Talked about his brother Ron on the other side of the ball. Clement, a rookie out of Wisconsin.
Watch Brett Selleck over here. He went in motion. Now he's going to come back and trap right there. This is a play that maybe Gronk would run for the New England Patriots. But it's really effective, Al, because as those speed rushers on the outside, they don't like getting blocked from different directions. It kind of, you have to put your head on a swivel and start thinking about where is next contact coming from.
3rd and 5. Playing a jockey in the backfield. And Wentz is going to air it out deep downfield and broken up at the 37-yard line. That's Anthony Brown going all the way back with Aguilar, and it's 4th down.
One of the key matchups on the outside. We told you how good Lane Johnson is. Now he's going against Taco Charlton, who is the top draft pick of the Cowboys. But it was Anthony Brown on the outside against Aguilar. Really never turned his head, but made a clean play. That's tough to do, but did make a clean play.
Jones to punt. Switzer back. Line drive boot. So Switzer will have a run back opportunity from the 26-yard line, but a great open field tackle is made to the 27-yard line by Cougar Hill.
while you dwell within it, you are ever happy there.
Daddy, it's Christmas!
Childhood's joyland, mist.
Never let go of your dreams. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event is back. Lease the GLC 300 for $449 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
T-Mobile never stops. We've doubled our LTE coverage. We're already the fastest 4G LTE network, and we just keep getting faster. This holiday, on America's best unlimited network, great things come in twos, like the incredible iPhone 8. Right now at T-Mobile, buy one iPhone 8 and get one on us. That's a gift for you and a gift for them. All on America's best unlimited network.
Let's go, bud. Right here.
Be awesome to have this guy around all the time.
Let's go, bud. Right here.
Bud Light's all around.
Let's go, bud. Right here. Let's go, bud. Right here. Let's go, bud. Right here. Let's go, bud. Right here.
I was wrong. This is where you belong. Now go before I change my mind.
Let's go, bud. Right here. Let's go, bud.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
It's the Amazon Black Friday Deals Week, with deals across every department. And free shipping on over 100 million items. Good times. The Amazon Black Friday Deals Week, November 17th to the 24th.
At the holidays, families gather to talk and eat.
No, gracias. I mean, see?
That's what I thought you said. But in 3 days, the whole family's coming. Disney Pixar's Coco is spectacular. Rated PG.
I'm Jason Witten, and this is my 15th NFL season. I think the biggest key to lasting in the NFL is just making plays when your numbers are called. As a veteran, I try to help younger players just understand you got to be your best every day, and the only way you're going to get that edge is with your preparation and execution. I think what I'm most proud of in my long career in the NFL is just the journey, the relationships that I've been able to develop. That's ultimately what being a teammate and playing in the NFL is all about.
All class, 15 seasons out of Tennessee. That catch that he made earlier, 150th of his career against the Eagles alone. Ball to 28. J. Hill made that great open field tackle. To the 30-yard line goes Alfred Morris for a couple. 150 or more catches against multiple opponents, and of course the way to do it is to be in that same division. Jerry Rice, when the Falcons and the Rams were both in his division, did it. Larry Fitzgerald against the Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks. He sees those teams twice a year. And Witt now against the Giants and Philadelphia.
You know, he has sort of changed positions a bit now. A lot more in the slot. More than half his routes now out of the slot.
Low throw, one hopper, incomplete for Bryant. 3rd down and 8.
It was for so long that old school tight end, you know, the Ditkas and some of those guys that were excellent blockers and were such good receivers going down the field. But as they've developed this year, it's really been more about getting him in a little more space, and Jeff Swaim and James Hanna now taking over some of the responsibilities for blocking.
Witten wants to go into coaching. He'll be a head coach sooner than later. 3rd and 8. And to the outside, and Bryant can't haul it in. Down the sideline he goes. He gets popped by Jalen Mills, and it's 4th down.
Very tough to try and throw that ball in there late. A little cover 2. You'll see him settle in there, which means Dez going to come right to the outside, and you know you're going to take a shot. So that one is one that you're hoping gets thrown quickly. Here we go. A little bit more of the traditional role for Jason Witten. Nice job pass blocking on the outside. But once again, this Philadelphia Eagles defense stepping up.
Jones toward Barner, who says, I'm going to let it go, and he does. And Dallas says, thank you very much. Dead at the 9-yard line. So Sean Lee gone at least a couple of weeks after that 61-yard boot. And so into the game comes Anthony Hitchens, 4th-round pick back in 2014 out of Iowa. And of course, he'll move over, playing in the spot occupied by Sean.
Yeah, I thought he was terrific against Atlanta last week, but you don't replace that guy. And not only from a leadership standpoint, excellent against the run. We've seen some of those run-throughs over the years, so fast. He recognizes things so quickly. And, of course, one of the better cover linebackers in football as well. But I don't know where the Cowboys would be without Anthony Hitchens and his versatility.
Defensive coordinator Rod Marinelli putting this group together, and the game plan as Wentz goes to the outside, and after going 0 for his last 6, he hits Mac Hollins here for a gain of 6. We go to Michelle.
Well, Al, there's a next man up mentality in the NFL, but Anthony Hitchens didn't mince words when I asked him about the absence of Sean Lee. Hitchens said it means a lot. He's the leader of our defense. He's an all-pro. Someone needs to step up, but we have to do it as a team. It's hard to fill his shoes with one guy, and we've been talking all week. It has to be all of us.
Well, so far, Michelle, so good after that first drive. They've settled down. Wentz has cooled off, hands the ball off on the inside handoff, and LeGarrette Blount cannot get on track. Third down. DeMarcus Lawrence there to stop him. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I think DeMarcus Lawrence trying to make a statement here as well. He has been in the backfield and been making plays in the running game as well. That is just a good slugfest inside between Johnson and DeMarcus Lawrence. A guy that they asked him, what are you doing? What did you do differently in college that you weren't doing now? He said, I started riding my bike there. So he started riding his bike here, and all of a sudden he's leading the National Football League in sacks.
Next thing you know, he'll be in the Olympics. 3rd and 5. Wentz, a lot of time, and the pass is a little too high for Alshon Jeffrey. So another quick 3 and out.
This is a tremendous job by the secondary of the Cowboys. I want you to watch this protection. I think probably the most underrated position group in all the NFL is the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. That is a ton of time against man coverage, and Carson Wentz simply could not find anybody open.
Look at the Pro Football Focus numbers, and all those guys are near the top of the league at their respective positions.
Overload to the right with this punt block.
Donnie Jones gets it away and angles the kick, and it takes a real nice Eagles bounce.
2 poor plays by the punt returners to not get a fair catch on either one of those.
And that's a 61-yarder.
What is that?
The Google Pixel 2.
What can it do?
A lot.
Can it tell me when to leave?
Yes, now.
And the fastest way there?
Yep.
Can you take a selfie just by saying take a selfie?
Yep.
Take a selfie. What happens if I snap this?
It gives you info.
What happens if I snap her?
She likes it.
Do I still have to sit here for ages?
No, it charges in 15 minutes.
Will it ever do this?
Never.
What happens if I squeeze it?
Try it.
Hi, I'm your Google Assistant. How can I help?
Hello. So it's a phone?
Well, it's a phone by Google.
So, Verizon and Google have teamed up on the Pixel 2. It's a match made in tech heaven. It's like Verizon is the oil and Google is the balsamic.
No, actually, they separate into a suspension.
It's more like the Google Pixel 2 is the unlimited storage.
And Verizon is the best unlimited plan.
What if it's like H2 and O?
Yeah, like that.
I had a feeling that would score with you guys. Good meeting.
When you really, really want the best, get up to 50% off the Pixel 2 on Google's exclusive wireless partner, Verizon.
If you like your pizza loaded with cheese, then have we got a crust for you. Pizza Hut's Ultimate Cheesy Crust Pizza. 16 cheesy pockets overflowing with a 5-cheese blend of melted cheeses. Only from Pizza Hut and only for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Mercedes-Benz winter event is back. And you won't want to stop for anything else. Lease the CLA 250 for $329 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Make Walmart your first and only stop. Black Friday, Thanksgiving 6 p.m. Get the app for a sneak peek at the deals.
This Tuesday, One of television's best dramas returns to Tuesday nights. And the fate of one of Chicago Med's own hangs in the balance.
Danny, stay with me.
Chicago Med returns this Tuesday on NBC.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Smith are here tonight. The great Emmitt Smith, all-time leader, rushing yardage in the National Football League. What a career.
The pride of the University of Florida, Fighting Gators.
Oh, you get that in there. From the 25-yard line. Look out. Prescott spins away, but not really all the way away. As Derek Barnett comes in, had him look like he was going to get out. Rookie out of Tennessee was their #1 draft choice last April. Big sack there. That's a loss of 12 yards.
How athletic is Derek Barnett to be able to get Dak Prescott on the ground here? There just aren't many defensive ends that can. You see that time after time out of the defensive ends of the Philadelphia Eagles. They make plays in the open field. That was terrific.
Needed a tearaway jersey. Second down and 22 from the 13-yard line. Prescott hangs in there, throws, crossing route. Terrence Williams, but not for a lot of yardage as Patrick Robinson makes the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 17 after a gain of 5.
Well, a little more consistent with the help from Scott Linehan now off the edge. Of course, they've got Byron Bell in there for Tyron Smith and Alfred Morris coming out to help and chip. They do not want this game to get out of control again like it did against Atlanta. And now the Philadelphia Eagles backed up by the 1st down marker, well back.
Got 4 guys on the line, everybody else way back, deep downfield into traffic, intercepted by Darby. And that's the 2nd pick of Prescott tonight. Barnett put the heat on, deep downfield. Jones family looking on, and they've watched their team turn the ball over again.
Well, one of the things that Dak Prescott does not do are things like this. Now, you just don't do this. You see the defense waiting way back there. And let's go ahead and give a little recognition now. Ronald Darby coming back. They expected him to be their #1 corner. Made the big play in the end zone and comes up with a big interception right here. And the Philadelphia Eagles have another one waiting in the wing as far as cornerbacks are concerned. Sidney Jones, their #2 draft pick this year, is going to be ready soon. So it's entirely possible this secondary of the Eagles really improves by the end of the season.
So they flipped the field after they were deep in their own territory, got that 61-yard boot. Take over in Dallas territory. Fake toss. Going to the outside. Wentz throws against the grain. That's incomplete, intended for Brent Selleck. 2nd and 10.
You know, these bootlegs now, they're starting to play them. So as a play caller, you have to understand it's time to get back to the running game now. If those defensive ends are coming up the field, you want to hand it off and do that one right there. That is the counter to the fact that the defensive ends are now playing the bootleg.
Nine minutes left in the opening half. First time we've seen this formation. They break it here with a little motion. Fake to Blunt. Good protection. And then it's dropped at the 31-yard line. Torrey Smith, who caught 2 passes on the first drive. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
The protection is magical once again. And you'll see Lane Johnson. He's the one with the one-on-one block. They slide the line the other way. But so far, it has been a horrible night for these Philadelphia Eagles receivers. That is probably the 3rd I would consider a drop in this game.
Philly had 6 first downs on its first drive, only 1 since.
Zach Ertz, the guy they need to get involved, the tight end.
Haven't done it yet. Keep it on the ground, inside handoff, and a good tackle made here on Jay Ajayi. Hitchens makes the stop.
Cowboys defense has been tremendous. You turn it over in your own end, you hold them, they miss the field goal, you turn it over again, and now your defense steps up and makes yet another play. There's Hitchens. We talked about him, his versatility. He understands all the positions. Probably waving at Sean Lee saying, I got you.
Jones to punt. This is Beasley, and he's going to call for a fair catch. Pulls it in at the 11-yard line. 8:14 left in the opening half. Philadelphia 7 and Dallas 6.
The amazing new iPhone 8 is at AT&T, and we know you'll love it.
Because we know you want more.
More great camera features and more power.
And more than just unlimited data, we give you unlimited plans with HBO included for life.
Because you deserve more entertainment and more spokespeople.
Talking like this, saying the word more.
AT&T.
It's time for more. Am I too close? I feel like I'm too close.
Get the iPhone 8, and with all AT&T Unlimited plans, get HBO for life, only from AT&T.
The Volkswagen Atlas, with available pedestrian monitoring. Life's as big as you make it.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again.
Introducing Fitbit Ionic, the smartwatch designed for fitness.
Everything's gone.
The Volkswagen Atlas, with easy access third row. Life's as big as you make it.
The night before Thanksgiving, a special episode.
I'm 100% behind you.
Could give 1 million reasons to be thankful.
Can't wait to accomplish all our dreams.
The Wall special Thanksgiving episode, Wednesday on NBC.
All right, this coming Friday, day after Thanksgiving, hockey. 1 Eastern on NBC. Thanksgiving showdown, Penguins against the Bruins. And the NHL has just announced that the Penguins are going to meet the Flyers in 2019 in the outdoor game at Lincoln Financial Field. Battle of Pennsylvania coming up the following New Year's Day as Morris takes it to the 16-yard line. So both quarterbacks started out pretty hot, but they've cooled off a little bit here. 6 out of 15, I'll say. For Wentz, 78 yards and 2 interceptions for Prescott. And he's been sacked once, hit 3 times, and knocked down a pair.
Yeah, so what do you do if your quarterback is just throwing a pass like Dak Prescott did? You come right back and run the football. And I think that's right. They need to get back to their play-action game, their run game.
Need some rhythm here. And that's Morris taking it to the 17. We go to Michelle.
Well, Tyron Smith was out early in the pregame here tonight, working out. He got a pretty thorough workout. I spoke with him before the game, and he hopes and believes he'll be ready for the Thanksgiving Day game. He told me he can only control so much, but he is understandably very frustrated standing by and watching, especially last week, Al.
Yeah, Michelle, he'll have to go on 3 days rest. They meet the Chargers here on Thursday. And then they have another Thursday game, which is on NBC a week from Thanksgiving, against Washington. So 3 straight home games for these guys. 3rd and 5, and that pass is caught for a first down by Bryant up to the 29-yard line. Starts joining with Jenkins. They've done that before. First down.
If you're going to leave your offensive lineman one-on-one, you've got to get the ball out of your hands. So that time they go to the empty set. They spread things out and let Des Bryant work inside a bit. He is the big physical guy. He should be able to win with body position over some of these cornerbacks for the Eagles. It's like they're going to give him a chance.
Second chance for Des tonight. Skirting through the middle goes Rod Smith up to the 33-yard line.
I tell you, the one guy I love watching on the Philadelphia Eagles defense is Malcolm Jenkins. And he is sort of the guy that stirs this whole pot over there. He plays about 4 different positions. He plays safety, he plays corner, he plays in the slot, but he's also down around the line of scrimmage. So if you get your running game going just a little bit, you're going to see a lot of number 27 around that line of scrimmage. There's Malcolm Jenkins and all the positions he plays.
Strong safety may be his top as well, but only 13% of the time. The guy almost never misses a snap. 2nd and 6, and it's Beasley who comes back and is able to make the catch up at the 37-yard line. Beasley had a great year last year, but this year the numbers are way, way down because he's getting a lot more attention. He could sort of sneak him in there last year, Chris, but everybody knows about him now.
Yeah, and he's just so effective. And I always think of the New England Patriots and all the things they do with Amendola and Edelman. He's the same one. He's inside, quick movement, gets open very quickly. He's going to see some man coverage. He's going to get it right here. He likely would be my first choice all out, though I think the Eagles have been dropping some people underneath him.
3rd and 2, and they're going to hand the ball off to Smith, and he's going to be able to pick up the first down up to the 41-yard line. We're under 5 minutes to play now in the half.
So you want to play a little power football? Here's how you do it. Man blocking here, man blocking here. Let's just drive them backwards. And that's what this offensive line is capable of doing. You know, you can say a lot of things about what they are as pass blockers, but when the Cowboys get a chance to come off the ball and move people in the running game, they're pretty good at it.
Got a timeout. Dallas called it. 30-second timeout, so with 4.5 to go. You know, for a 7-6 game, we've had enough excitement.
It really has been. And from the Cowboys, they took a little heat with this coaching staff this past week for not making the adjustments against Atlanta quickly enough. Of course, they just kept seeing time after time after time Adrian Claiborne get sacks against them. And Scott Linehan, I think, came in with a really good plan here tonight. It has been very diverse, a lot of bootlegs, a lot of movement. Let's get back to our run game and not let this Philadelphia Eagles defensive front just come flying off the ball and after Dak Prescott.
Might have had 12 guys in the huddle because we're trying to figure out why they would take that time out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't know what that was.
5, 7.
5, 6.
And I see 12 now. What can I tell you? Here's Bryant.
I made it to 9 and ran out of numbers. I had them all covered up at that point.
They were obscured. Gain of 2 here, 2nd down and 8.
See, I like that play call because watch what Dez does at the end of runs. He is going to punish cornerbacks. He takes that stiff arm and just crams it right into your face, and you start going, how much of that do I want tonight? You know, he is just like a fullback on the outside.
2nd and 7 from the 44. Morris. So this is the 2nd game of 6 for Elliott that he'll have to miss. Then the appeals are over. He's accepted it, which means he can come back week 16. So they would get him back next to last game of the year and then have him for the closer against Philadelphia with Jerry in the middle, Steven and Jerry Jr. flanking him.
That did not make that man happy.
No. 3rd and 4 from the 46. Prescott fires, and it's Bryant making the catch. Coverage is good by Darby that time, but Dez got position. Pass is perfect. First down, gain of 9.
Watch Darby try and undercut this route, and just barely. There he is, an inside technique, so you know it's man coverage. Gets his eyes back on Dev, tries to undercut the route. Dez's hands just so big and strong. Once he puts those vice grips on it, he's got it. And so far, this has been a methodical drive. They're not letting these pass rushers get off the mark. Quick throws, run the football.
More than 2.5 left in the half. To Morris again. He takes it to the 40-yard line where Bo Allen One of 3 7th-round draft choices on that Eagle defense takes him down. 2nd and 6.
Well, here's a little bit of that inside zone look here. And as this guy comes up the field, he has to at least think a little bit about, is that going to be a bootleg on the outside? So you start running to the right, and then you'll see those backs cut back behind it. Speed defenses, you have to let them take advantage of the fact they're going to run themselves out of a few plays.
2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. Eagles 7, Cowboys 6 on Sunday Night Football.
12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
USAA presents this salute to service moment. From supersonic F-16 fighters in formation to the awe-inspiring power of the U.S. Air Force's B-2 stealth bomber, the roar of a military flyover is the highlight of NFL pregame activities. This powerful display represents an aerial salute to military members past and present. Call in a flyover to honor your military hero at salutetoservice.com/flyover.
The 7-seater Volkswagen Atlas. Life's as big as you make it.
Group celebrations are back and Pepsi's all for it. So I'm here celebrating with Dak Prescott and his teammates. Hey, and there's Deion Sanders. It's from 1995.
What's up, bro?
Okay.
Why shop Kohl's this week? Get more bang for your buck with $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. Earn it on everything, even our biggest brands, all week long. The more you shop, the more Kohl's cash you'll get. No limit. So when you give joy, you get joy. All this week, only at Kohl's.
Can I cross it off yet?
Almost. And now.
The Volkswagen Atlas with available digital cockpit. Life's as big as you make it.
I'm just ready to show the world what I do.
You are a star.
We are live.
The Voice live tomorrow and Tuesday on NBC.
Toyota halftime coming your way next. Drew Brees, that big fourth quarter comeback as New Orleans beats Washington. What's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs, who dropped 4 in a row, lose today at the Meadowlands, coming away at halftime. 2 minutes to the half. It's 2nd down and 6. And they keep it on the ground, but only for 1 or 2. Flag comes in. Haven't seen many of those. Only 1 accepted penalty so far in this game. Bill Vinovich right there.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense number 93. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
First penalty against Philadelphia tonight. That's Timmy Jernigan.
Right there. He's got his hand underneath the throat there of Travis Frederick. And that's what they saw. Well, I tell you, Tim Jernigan, he is a hammer inside as well. That combination of Jernigan and Fletcher Cox, pretty tough. A trade from the Ravens. He's been very, very good this year. But you have to really appreciate what the Cowboys are doing to neutralize some of the speed for Philadelphia. This drive right here has been terrific, milking the clock and giving them a chance to put some points on the board here at the end of the half.
This is the 12th play of the drive, but they're still out at the 33-yard line and pick up about a half yard here with Morris. Dallas has 1 timeout.
So plenty of time to do exactly what they want. Jason Garrett's going to sit here and say, yeah, we'll let that clock run on down here a little bit, because if we don't make this first down, we do not want to give it back to Carson Wentz. And so they're perfectly content to go back to the huddle, make sure that they milk it for all it's worth here.
Right now you're looking at a 50-yard field goal attempt, 2nd down and 9. Play clock is down to 3. Rolling left, throwing on the run, and it's caught by Cole Beasley, who's taken out of bounds by Patrick Robinson. 29-yard line, 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, the bootleg has worked, and also moving the pocket. This time you use Jason, Witten on the outside as a blocker to allow Prescott to get on the edge. Again, you see the accuracy on the move. And that was a big one because it made that field goal attempt very makeable from here.
Dallas had been 0 for 5 on 3rd down. Now they're 3 for their last 3, all on this drive. 3rd down and 6. Eagles come on the blitz. Deep downfield. You got the little contact there, but no flag. It's Bryant. Covered there by Robinson, and it's 4th down.
They brought the house on that one. That's called a zero blitz. No free safety in the middle of the field. You'll see him come flying up. And so you end up with this entire part of the football field open, but there's also going to be one more rusher than you can block up. They took their shot deep and just missed it.
So this is going to be a 47-yarder. If he makes it, they have the lead. If he misses it, Wentz takes the ball at his own 37 with a minute to go and 2 timeouts. Nugent, and he's able to bang that one through. So he's accounted for all of the scoring. 55 ticks remaining in the half, and it's 9-7 Dallas. Sunday Night Football being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. By Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut. By Untuckit shirts designed to be worn untucked, untuckit.com. And by Bud Light, brewed to be enjoyed responsibly. Presidential flock of turkeys from Alexandria, Minnesota. Oh, those boys should know what's ahead. But one lucky bird will be pardoned Tuesday in D.C. We'll be there for Thanksgiving, Giants and Redskins. So the roof is open here at AT&T Stadium. It's interesting because it's chilly outside. The temperature in Arlington is 49, but inside, even with the roof open, there's so much body heat in here. The temperature is 68 degrees.
A little heat with this rivalry, too. Everybody knows what's on the line. And really, who would have anticipated that Philadelphia was going to take that opening drive right down the field, 7 points, and since then the Cowboys defense really has done a terrific job.
Man, Philly had those 6 first downs on that first drive and 1 since. And they begin this drive from the 25. After the touchback, we go to Michelle.
Well, here's the situation. Philly's kicker, Jake Elliott, on the opening drive, look at him, he's tackling Switzer there. That was a piece of footage that the team's UNC, or the UNC rather, and the team's internist were looking at. And after that, Jake Elliott went to the locker room, and he's being evaluated for a head injury. So who will do the place kicking? Well, Camus Grugier-Hill, who is a special teams player and a linebacker, was practicing some kicks into the net. That didn't go so well, and punter Donnie Jones has not, in his 14 NFL seasons, attempted a field goal attempt. So it remains to be seen, Al, what's going to happen if they want to attempt a field goal.
Very interesting, and happened to Dallas earlier this year, and the pass is incomplete when Bailey got hurt. Jeff Heath was the kicker, but he's inactive tonight with an injury. 2nd down and 10 here.
Changes everything, doesn't it? Changes play calling, changes your entire thought process as you start getting it down the field. You almost can start playing as 4-down territory. It's interesting. You say, okay, a kicker, why are you worried about a concussion? But as we've seen many times, block kicks, various things happen on field goals.
And he missed one earlier. 2nd down and 10. Wentz, protection holds up, but he has to sling it to the outside, settles underneath. Short gain there. Ertz makes the catch. Jalen Smith makes the tackle. That's his first catch.
Yeah, Jalen Smith in here, and he's only going to play between 15 and 20 plays tonight, but comes in and makes back-to-back plays and shows some of that speed that he flashed at Notre Dame all those years.
3rd down and 8. Interesting strategy here. Not taking a timeout. It's almost as if they're going to settle for whatever they can settle for. And they're lucky that one wasn't intercepted. So it's 4th and 8 with 15 seconds. David Irving put the pressure on that time. And you're right, that whole place kicker thing has changed everything.
Absolutely.
Letting the clock run down the whole thing.
David Irving right there, all 6'7" of them, jumps up and gets a hand on the ball. And Anthony Brown just could not get his feet set to make that interception. Ouch.
And Donnie Jones to punt. Fielded at the 27-yard line. This is Switzer. And he gets dumped with 2 seconds. And we can tell you, Premier League mornings, 2 of English football's biggest clubs clashing at Anfield as Liverpool hosts defending champion Chelsea. That's coming your way next Saturday at 12:30 Eastern right here on NBC. And you look at downtown Dallas. Back we come to Arlington. The stadium opened in 2009. 9th season for the Cowboys in this jewel. Kneel down will end the half as Dallas goes into the locker room leading Philadelphia in this NFC East battle by a score of 9-7. Next, Toyota halftime, but first, these messages from your local NBC station.
Want to stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me football scores.
Oh, beautiful, for heroes proved.
Oh, beautiful for heroes proved.
In liberating strife.
In liberating strife.
Who more than self, their country loved.
Who more than self, their country loved.
And mercy more than life.
And mercy more than life.
America, America.
May God thy gold refine.
May God thy gold refine.
Till all success
Be nobleness.
Till all success be nobleness. And every gain divine. And every gain divine. Divine.
On February 8th, members of Team USA will show the world all the things that make America beautiful.
Long live dedication. With class-exclusive Ram box storage, Ram trucks make the holidays and families come together. Get a great deal on the trucks proven to last during the Ram Black Friday sales event.
Just announced, get 0% APR for 72 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash and no payment for 90 days on a 2017 Ram 1500. Or financing at an average $14,059 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Home is more than a place. It's a feeling. It's pushing yourself to the top of the hill before your morning commute. It's the lure of your secret fishing spot. It's having a big team meeting after a day at the office. At Independence Blue Cross, we know the feeling because your hometown is our hometown too. For nearly 80 years, Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless.
Volatile markets, something we all think about as we head into retirement. It's why Bright House Financial is committed to help protect what you've earned and ensure it lasts. Introducing Shield Annuities, a line of products that allow you to take advantage of growth opportunities while maintaining a level of protection in down markets, so you can head into retirement with confidence. Talk with your advisor about Shield Annuities from Bright House Financial, established by MetLife.
This year, Toyota's Black Friday deals are just too great to wait. So from now through November 30th, every day is Black Friday. Test drive the all-new 2018 Camry and you'll fall in love with its aggressive new style and thrilling performance. And drive confidently because Camry comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard, an advanced suite of active safety technology at no extra cost. Visit buyatoyota.com today to find the hottest Black Friday deals in your nearest tri-state Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
We're live in Dallas with Eagles players on the field and Doug Peterson after the game.
Thursday night football. It's Redskins. It's Cowboys. In 2 weeks, it's one of the NFL's greatest rivalries. When it's on, it's on. Thursday night football, November 30th at 8 on NFL Network, NBC, and streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
Welcome to the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.
Kenyon Barner has the only touchdown, but not much more to celebrate for Philadelphia. Carson Wentz held in check The Cowboys lead by 2, and here to talk about it, Dan, Tony, and Rodney in the studio. Guys?
Mike, thank you. Well, surprise, surprise, first half observations there.
I think we see how big this game really is. The two quarterbacks that we talk so much about, they look like second-year quarterbacks tonight, not 150 yards passing between them.
In the pregame show, we talked about Dak Prescott needing to be the best player on the field. He wasn't the best player on the field, but they're still up by 2 points, 2 interceptions.
Let's look at the NFC playoff picture. Dallas trying to help everybody in the NFC, but let's focus on the Rams and Vikings who met earlier today with the Vikings winning that. What did you learn about these two teams?
Well, I look at Case Keenum of the Vikings, and I'm just thoroughly impressed with how he's handled the situation with Teddy Bridgewater looking over his shoulder. These guys believe in him. He hasn't looked back. He's tough. He hangs in a pocket. He gets hit. And Coach, he has a chemistry with the wide receiver.
No, he really does, especially Adam Thielen. You can tell that these guys have practiced a lot together. They have a feel for where they're going to be. And Case Keenum should be their quarterback, no question
about it. And
Coach
Zimmer just needs to come out and put the locker room at ease and say, Case, you're my starting quarterback.
The Rams host New Orleans, at Arizona host Philadelphia. As for the Vikings, they got 3 games on the road, including Thanksgiving at Detroit. Chiefs lost to the Giants. They started out 5-0. They lost 4 of their last 5. Can you simplify what's happened with the Chiefs?
Well, they're a very talented team, but I think they have to get back to playing with passion. Forget about the gimmick plays and all the trick plays. Give Kareem Hunt the ball and just run the football. Give it to him 20, 25 times, Coach. They got to play with more passion.
Well, passion is one thing, but you know, Dan always used to say Alex Smith, game manager. They've turned him back into a game manager. The little 5-yard passes, 10-yard passes, gimmick plays. He's got some playmakers. Tyreek Hill, Kelsey. These guys can get up the field. Turn him loose. Let him throw some deep balls.
And they got Buffalo, the Jets, and Oakland coming up. Let's look at the AFC playoff picture right now. And you got a host of teams at 4 and 6. Out of that mess, is there somebody who can make a run?
There is to me. This is going to surprise you. The Los Angeles Chargers. This team has some weaponry. They've got a front 4 that I love. I think they can get hot and get in the playoffs.
I played against Andy Reid.
They're going to break your heart.
All I'm saying is I played against Andy Reid in the Super Bowl. You've coached against them. I still believe in them. They got the next 3 out of 4 games at home. Andy Reid is coaching the Super Bowl. He's an experienced coach. These guys respect him. They'll get it back.
The Chargers at Dallas on Thanksgiving. Then they host Cleveland, and then they host Washington.
They're going to break your heart, Coach.
They will.
Like they always do.
They do. They lead the league in that. Coming up, Mike Tirico on the surging Saints after their 8th consecutive win today. But first, Toyota shows us how a small town can make a big difference in the life of a U.S. Olympian.
Bye, Mom.
Thanks, Carla. You got it.
Thank you, Mrs. Gucciardi.
It might seem strange to you, my friend.
Hi.
Something
You like it? Yeah.
Heaven sent. The more you want, the harder it gets. The more you let go, the more you get.
I love you.
Ready?
Ready.
It's a great, beautiful life. It's a great, beautiful life.
Toyota, let's go places.
Earlier today, in Miami, Martin Truex Jr. drove his Toyota to victory in NASCAR's championship race. It's the first title for the 37-year-old New Jersey native. Not too long ago was one of the sport's underdogs, but Truex was totally dominant throughout this season, winning 8 of the 36 races. And tonight, he gave Toyota its 2nd NASCAR championship in the last 3 years. Congratulations to Martin and team. Here in Texas, Eagles looking to stay 1 game ahead of 2 very hot teams in the NFC. You guys were just talking about Minnesota and New Orleans, both 8-2. Take you back to the Saints. They lost their first 2 to the Vikings and the Patriots. Since then, they've been riding defense and a strong rushing game. But today, it was back to the future as Drew Brees carried the team. The one vet amongst these NFC teams at quarterback, down 15, less than 6 minutes to go. He hit his last 11 passes of regulation. That touchdown to Josh Hill made it an 8-point game. And after a key 3rd down stop by Manti Te'o and the defense, it was vintage Brees. As the Super Bowl 44 MVP led a lightning quick 4-play 82-yard drive to tie the game and force overtime where they won. In the win, Brees just his 3rd 300-yard game of the season, and his Saints have now won 8 straight.
I think the sky's the limit for this group.
We're playing with a ton of confidence. Feel like we got a ton of momentum. You win games like this, and you feel like, man, we can win anywhere, anytime, any way. So that's a good thing.
Saw that shot of Sean Payton and Drew Brees. They know they've got something special going in New Orleans. Saints go for 9 in a row in LA next Sunday. Well, as millions of Americans head to the airport this week for Thanksgiving, a rare inside look at how airlines handle the holiday travel crunch. From ticketing to baggage to delays, what you need to know before you head out this week. Only on Today. Eagles down by 2. They get the ball to start the second half. Al, Chris, and Michelle return from Arlington right after this.
This has been the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.
Tuesday, one of television's best dramas returns.
The feelings I have for you haven't gone away.
And the fate of one of their own hangs in the balance.
Stay with me.
Chicago Med returns Tuesday on NBC.
At CarMax, we buy all the cars.
All the cars?
All the cars.
Old cars?
Yes.
New cars?
Oh, yeah.
Sports cars?
Indeed.
A big old boat-like car?
Permission to come aboard.
What about a car that's all...
I don't see why not.
What about, let's say, I don't know, a purple van with a painting of a wizard just shooting lightning out of his fingers, riding a unicorn, sneezing rainbows?
Definitely.
I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I figured.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. It's a dump truck this year. The Hess truck's here.
This holiday season, the tradition continues with the 2017 Hess dump truck and loader. With hydraulic lift, realistic lights and sounds, track action power, and expansion crane. Free shipping and 5 Energizer batteries included.
A tradition each year. The Hess truck's here.
Order now only at HessToyTruck.com.
Are you guys gonna be all right?
We're gonna be fine.
Being away from family is easier when you still feel close to home. With Xfinity Home, you can stay connected with remote access and feel protected with 24/7 professional monitoring with fast response time.
Hold on for one more day.
Xfinity Home. Connected, protected, home. Add Xfinity Home for $24.99 a month for 2 years and get free installation. Plus, add 24/7 video recording and get a free camera. Call, go online, or visit today.
For the most accurate forecasts, count on NBC 10 First Alert Weather.
We salute the service. We do it every year. I know personally, I've had my grandfather and great-grandfather who fought in the Korean War. Every time the national anthem is played, I reflect on my grandfather. Just wishing that he could be here to witness what I'm taking part of. To all the great men and women out there who serve our country, thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your service. May God bless you.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Week 11 concludes with Monday Night Football on ESPN. Then Week 12 kicks off Thanksgiving Day on Fox.
Tonight's first half highlights are brought to you by Chevrolet.
Stand up until you stomp your feet, start clapping. NBC Sunday night about to happen.
Back to the ground they go, working his way through the middle is Barner, and he's in for the touchdown. Wobbly pass and it's picked off. That's Rodney McLeod.
Pressure leads to interception.
In the traffic, intercepted by Darby, and that's the second pick of Prescott tonight.
Chevy has earned J.D. Power Dependability Awards for cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Halftime on Sunday Night Football. Philadelphia trailing Dallas 9-7. As we start the third quarter, Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya. So Wentz got off to a hot start on that first drive tonight, but he's now 7 out of 18. Prescott, 69 yards, 2 picks, but sacked only once after 8 sacks last week. And that really tells the story. The first drive, methodical, down the field they went, had 6 first downs, last 7 drives, 40 yards total. For Philadelphia, Alfred Morris, decent night, 12 carries for 43 on the ground.
And you have to wonder if the bye week had a little effect on this offense. They were so sharp 2 weeks ago, and Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz trying to get it figured out. And depending on what is happening with the kicker situation at this point, you may well have to just plan on scoring touchdowns. It may force Wentz to force the ball down the field a little bit more than maybe he's done in the past, and he's been pretty good at it in the past.
So Wentz ready to take the ball after the kickoff here. Nugent to send it down to Corey Clement, and again with the Philadelphia place kicking situation, Camus Grugier-Hill was practicing kicking when they came out onto the field after halftime. So remains to be seen what's going to happen here. And this kick will bounce into the end zone and bounce out for a touchback. Go to Michelle.
Well, Eagles kicker Jake Elliott is out for the remainder of the game with a head injury. So I asked Doug Peterson how that's going to affect the kicking game, and he said they'll likely go for it on 4th down where they're in favorable field position. And rather than point after attempts, they'll go for 2-point conversions. And as you mentioned, Al, Camus Grugier-Hill is their emergency kicker if they absolutely need one. But I think that they feel most comfortable with the other options at this point, Al.
Yeah, there he is. Out of Honolulu, played at Kamehameha High School there, and backup linebacker, made a great special teams tackle earlier. Could be a key factor in this game at some point. From the 25-yard line, Ajayi, and he can't break out of that tackle from Jones, but he does pick up 7 on the play. Byron Jones makes the stop. 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, led on the play outside by Brandon Brooks, who is a big guy, but pretty amazingly nimble. If you think of him as this big, powerful guy, but able to pull out and around Jason Kelsey, one of the most mobile of centers inside. Lane Johnson, obviously athletic, used to play a little quarterback.
2nd down, called a 2 from the 33-yard line. Around again and trying to spin his way for a 1st down is Ajayi. Appears to be a little short.
Well, we talked about it at the beginning of the game. Lane Johnson, the outstanding tackle, and DeMarcus Lawrence, the sack leader in the National Football League. Each have had their moments there in the first half. Start there for Johnson. That's how it goes, back and forth, and now short yardage and time for the power side of this offensive line to do their business.
3rd and inches. Clement is the back. Put a fullback in the game as well. And run a play fake and come back the other way, and finding the open man is Brent Selleck. And Selleck to the 38-yard line on 3rd and 1. Anthony Brown put the heat on, but Wentz is able to get away, and it's a 28-yard gain.
This is the hardest play to defend. You've got short yardage. Watch how long Selleck sits there and blocks. Block, block, block. Here he comes. You think you've got a sack, and there is simply nobody on that side of the field. You want to hear defensive players swear. That play probably does it more than any other.
Only the 2nd 1st down for Philadelphia since the opening drive of the game. 38 in play action. Wentz flushed out, avoids a sack, tries to get around the corner, and then just throws it away. Got away from Hitchens on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Take a look at the coverage down the field. It is Alshon Jeffrey. There's Scandrick on him, and he came in with a bad ankle. And Zach Ertz, their other primary receiving threat, came in with a bad hamstring, and really not a lot of work out of those guys tonight, and 3 drop passes in the first half. So Carson Wentz going to need some help.
2nd and 10. Hands the ball off to the rookie Clement, tackled there by DeMarcus Lawrence. 3rd down and 8 now.
You think of DeMarcus Lawrence as being this speed guy. Watch him come up and basically throw Lane Johnson aside and make this play.
So here they are at the 37 again without a reliable place kicker. You're talking about 4th down territory almost all over the field. Certainly on the Dallas side of the 50-yard line. 3rd and 9, play clock at 3. Wentz fires over the middle, and that'll be caught at the 20-yard line by Alshon Jeffrey, who signals a first down. Indeed it is.
You know, Anthony Hitchens is basically having to account for Carson Wentz, and so there was no underneath help here. He was in the spy position, and as Carson Wentz stepped up, he came up and then left that big gap of territory right over the ball.
At the 19. Jeffrey's caught 2 for 40 yards. Give it to the rookie Clement. Nice little burst there. As he moves the ball down to the 11-yard line. 2nd and short. Doug Peterson calling in the plays. He not only calls the plays, he calls them into Wentz's helmet.
Yeah, it was Andy Reid one day that came up to him on the sideline in Kansas City and said, "You got the second half." I think he was a little stunned, but loved it, and obviously is paying dividends now.
2nd and 2 from the 11-yard line. Through the middle with a gaping hole into the end zone goes Corey Clement for the touchdown. So they make a first down on a 3rd and 1. Get the long play down the left sideline and go all the way in. And like in the first half, as in the first half, their opening drive of this half is a beauty.
Well, they're taking advantage of David Irving and his ability to get up the field. So they are been trapping him pretty much all night long. That time Brooks coming over. And for Clement, once again, he had the huge screen pass and played so well. He's not the guy that physically is the superior athlete among these running backs. And yet here he is again having a significant role in this game.
Take a look under Doug Peterson, 7 for 9, converting on 2-point attempts. They sent 4 receivers off to the right. Look at this formation. And he throws in that direction and trying to get into the end zone, and he can, is Clement. So Clement had that big game 2 weeks ago against Denver. Gets to show what he can do tonight, and he accounts here for all 8 points. Philly retakes the lead, 59.
The places we will go. We are perfect forever.
Behind every seat is a story. Behind every story is the reason for transparency.
Abstract accident. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Play Overwatch free and join over 35 million players.
We're on our way.
Overwatch. Try it free November 17th. Rated teen.
Stand up like a soldier, baby. Yeah, I know you feel like that.
Hurry into Old Navy. This Wednesday through Friday only. Get 50% off your entire purchase. Friday in-store only. Get cozy socks for the family for $1. For every pair sold, Old Navy will donate $1 to Boys and Girls Clubs up to $1 million. Get 50% off your entire purchase this Wednesday through Friday at Old Navy.
Right now, receive a credit of $3,000 on the BMW X5 xDrive 40e.
Sunday Night Football brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. By Old Navy, turn your holiday into a holiday. And by Samsung. It was the action Monday. Dak Prescott, Jason Witten, host of others, early Thanksgiving meal. Talking to Dak the other day about the best thing about being a Cowboys quarterback. He said, we have a horrible game in Atlanta. I think I'm going to come back and people are going to be down on me. I go and I help serve those meals on Monday and everything was great. And I thought he was able to give back a little bit. Now that was a pretty good kick, by the way, to the 29-yard line. Switzer. So Vujay Hill.
How about that bullet?
That's a beauty. Think about this.
You bring in your linebacker, and he kicks it to the goal line. Doug Peterson may be rethinking whether or not he ever wants to try a field goal or not. He has to have a little soccer in that background somewhere. Pretty good for him, too.
No doubt. Ball to the 29-yard line. Morris is the running back. Morris running his first offensive play of the half. Morris swings to the outside and is able to turn it back up the field and pick up a first down behind a Zach Martin block.
Same exact play they had success with in the first half. You're going to get both of these guys, but watch the penetration. It's going to knock off Travis Frederick on the back end, and yet it's just Zach Martin, and just Zach Martin was good enough.
13 carries, 55 yards, so he's averaging a little more than 4 yards per tote. Ball at the 41-yard line. Called his number again. Exploits that hole. And gets tackled by Jenkins at the 39-yard line. Off to the races twice in a row. Gain of 20.
There's that inside zone we were talking about. Down, 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 come over and kick out, and then the back goes that way. So if your defensive ends want to pay attention to what's happening to Dak Prescott on the bootlegs, you get hit with that inside zone.
From the 39-yard line. There's Noah Brown in motion. Call the number again, this time to the left side. With no success, and we go to Michelle.
Well, those runs are exactly what Jason Garrett told me they were going to do. Keep running the ball and throwing it quick to the receivers. He told me that's the key. Persistent running, and something's going to break. We'll find an open receiver who can break a tackle and get us in the end zone after being held to 3 field goals in the first half, Al.
All right, Michelle, they have run the ball 15, make it to 22 times, and thrown it 20.
Beasley in the backfield now. They run some option stuff out of this.
Stack a couple of receivers to the right. Prescott throws, and that's a very minimal gain. Terrence Williams has been pretty quiet tonight. Robinson makes the tackle, and it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Al, what we've seen out of the Cowboys, other than that bootleg action, is Dak Prescott getting rid of the football faster than he has all season long, just 2.24 seconds. And that's a trademark of the Philadelphia Eagles defense. They force the ball out quicker than any other defense, and that's exactly the game plan. You see Schwartz over on the sideline. He knows this team is going to get it out. Maybe those corners start taking some chances down, jumping some routes.
3rd and 10. Prescott to the outside, too high, intended for Beasley. Well overthrown. Barnett put a little heat on again, that rookie #1 pick out of Tennessee. It's 4th and 10.
So here we go. We're going to get the edge rusher one more time going against Byron Bell. But Dak Prescott knows to step up, and that was just a bad throw. We've seen him one-hop one, and now we've seen him sail one. And so some opportunities missed.
Sparner back to receive the kick. It's Jones to put it in the air. And fair catch made at the 11-yard line by Warner. 8:08 left in the 3rd. Ford NFC East battle, Philly by 6.
Right now, receive a credit of $3,000 on the BMW X5 xDrive 40e.
It's the Amazon Black Friday Deals Week, with deals across every department. And free shipping on over 100 million items. Good times. The Amazon Black Friday Deals Week, November 17th to the 24th.
Audiences everywhere are cheering for the #1 comedy in America.
Oh, yeah!
Cut down cell phone tower.
Am I in trouble?
It's flat out hilarious.
There's a pack of wolves on you. Don't make eye contact. I already did.
Daddy's Home 2, rated PG-13.
Guess what I just got?
I used to be spellbound in your arms.
Hello again.
Hi.
That's a big phone.
With all of your conniving, you lost your charm. You built a flame that warms my heart, but your lying and cheating has torn us apart.
You gotta send me that pic.
And I'm moving on. I'm gonna find somebody out there that will surrender to me tender loving care. Oh, I'm moving on.
But I like to get to know you. Yes, I would. But I like to get to know you. If I...
This week, Fallon's New with Gwen Stefani, Denzel Washington, and Jerry Seinfeld. We like to get to know you.
Carson Wentz has some pretty good mentors. They both know the position. Doug Peterson was an NFL quarterback over 12 seasons. Frank Reich, the offensive coordinator. And of course, he effected one of the great comebacks in the history of the NFL when Buffalo beat the Houston Oilers after they were down 35-3. Doug, of course, a quarterback. For the most part, he backed up Brett Favre in Green Bay for many of those seasons. Of course, on the other side, you got another quarterback, Jason Garrett, as the head coach of the Cowboys. They start from the 10-yard line here, and the ball is given to LeGarrette Blount for a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And, you know, you talk about Doug Peterson, Chris. 9 years ago, what is he doing? He's coaching high school football in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, he came out and he knew he was feeling the urge to get into coaching. He was thinking, the NFL, oh my gosh, I know how hard they work. College, you have to go on the road and recruit and do all the different things. And a guy that he knew was in charge of recruiting a high school coach came to him and ended up being in his wife's hometown. It just kind of worked, and he caught the bug.
Starting salary, $26,000 a year. 2nd and 6. Through the middle, big hole. Ajayi, he's out in front. Can they get him from behind? And they do at the 15-yard line. Byron Jones saves the touchdown. So the man they pick up from Miami romps for 71 yards.
You're going to see the trap going the other way this time, and it just pops. Surprised him maybe a little bit. Vaitai not really known as for his nimbleness, and just takes off, and Byron Jones saves the day, but Jay Ajayi continues to make the Eagles feel good about the fact they made that trade.
Longest run of his NFL career. The ball is at the 15-yard line. Play action, and through the hands that time of Zach Ertz. Lewis covering on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 15.
Let's take a look at the center right here. Jason Kelsey talked about how athletic he is getting to that second level, and he just locked up Anthony Hitchens on the play, and offensive linemen love doing this. Watch them. They've got their hands in the air. They're pointing their fingers. They're celebrating the whole thing. This is an excellent running game. So much is said about the defense and the quarterback. This offensive line is taking over.
Ajayi had a 46-yard touchdown gallop in his Philly debut against Denver 2 weeks ago. To the left side, putting his head down. Bulling his way for 5 yards is LeGarrette Blount. The big boys, they come in with Blount at 250. Ajayi weighs 223. And then they changed it up with Clement at 220.
Well, Doug Peterson came out with some very aggressive play calling here in the second half. That 3rd and 1 and that backdoor screen, and it has just picked up this Philadelphia offense, who may be shaking off that bye-week blues they had in the first half.
Clement comes into the backfield. He had a touchdown and a 2-point conversion on the last drive. Big 3rd and 5. Ertz in the pocket, coming away, throws on the run, flag is thrown, and that's Torrey Smith, who had crossed the goal line. So the signal is a touchdown, and we'll see about the flag. There have only been 2 accepted penalties in the entire game to this point. Vinovich.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 30, penalties declined, result of the play, touchdown.
And that's Anthony Brown.
We see this more and more around the NFL. Wide receivers going outside and hopping back inside, or going inside and hopping back outside, and then Anthony Brown just grabbed and held. But we have continued to see some explosive plays out of Carson Wentz. You just never see young quarterbacks play great in the red zone. It just doesn't happen. Yet this young man appears to be so bright. He spends so much time meeting with Frank Reich and Doug Peterson. They basically have to throw him out of the building at night. Just keeps being so red hot in the red zone.
Torrey Smith started his career with Baltimore. 2-point conversion attempt here to try to make it a 14-point lead. Wentz under pressure. Gets away, throws, and another flag. The conversion for the moment to Jeffrey is good. And we'll see about this call. Eagles are convinced it's going to go against Dallas. Has that look.
I'll tell you what, Carson Wentz escaped from the Cowboys' 2 best defenders on
prior
that
to the
play.
pass, holding, defense number 27, penalties declined, result of the play, good.
Jordan Lewis. So they go 90 yards. Of course, 71 of them came in one fell swoop on the Ajayi run. In they go for a touchdown, and they lead 23-9.
Well, hello, Mr. Snowman.
The moment you realize your snowman is melting and he's not made of snow.
At Lowe's, we have all the decorations you need to make your home magical for Christmas. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's.
Get a GE 7.5-foot Christmas tree for only $198 at the Lowe's pre-Black Friday deals event.
Right now, receive a credit of $3,000 on the BMW X5 xDrive 40e.
All smartphones are more or less the same, right? But this is the Moto Z.
Hello, Moto.
Can your phone turn into a projector? Because a 70-inch projection beats any phone screen. And they might be bragging about portrait mode, but can your phone go beyond and transform into a real 360 camera? It's time to reinvent your smartphone. It's time to move on. Moto mods on the new Moto Z from Motorola. Available at all major carriers.
From Pitch Perfect 3 and The Voice Top 12 are coming together for an Aka Awesome music video. Don't miss the full video on The Voice this Tuesday.
All right, tune in on Tuesday night. Good show returning. It's called Chicago Med. And you can catch it right here, 10 Eastern, Pacific, 9 Central, and Mountain. Right here on NBC. So, Jay Hill, whose last kickoff went to the goal line, and he does it again. And wow. Ryan Switzer decides to take a touchback. You know, a big story, obviously, Jerry Jones' attempted delay and or bring to a vote of all the owners an extension of Roger Goodell's contract. The commissioner's current deal expires in 2019. A compensation committee of 6 owners authorized to make a new deal, but Jerry is pushing back, even considering legal action. Where this is headed is uncertain. But what is certain, it's another off-the-field issue that's created more headlines this season. So
that is
we don't know what's going to happen.
Major heavyweight fight right there.
That is. From the 25-yard line, pass is caught by Des Bryant for a gain of a couple. Tackled there by Ronald Darby. It'll be second down.
Of course, there's so many issues wrapped up in that. It'd take us 2 hours to try and treat that fairly. So we'll go back and talk a little football for you.
Right. All kinds of speculation. There's an owners meeting here in December. Reports today it'll be done before then. We'll see. Second down and 7 at the 28-yard line. Cowboys winning to 3 field goals tonight. Morris up ahead to the 37 for a first down.
Well, the big focus tonight was Byron Bell, who took over for Chaz Green, had such a tough time against Atlanta. And let's give him credit. It wasn't always perfect. There's been a few pressures here and there, but I think Byron Bell came out and put his big boy pads on tonight and really has done a pretty good job. There's a guy they hope and get back one day, Tyron Smith.
I hope Thursday as the Chargers come to town for the Thanksgiving feast. And looking to gain 100 yards tonight. He's coming very, very close right now is Alfred Morris. That's a gain of 9. He has now carried 17 times for 92 yards.
So here's that inside zone. Watch, they're going to release the tight end and get a little hesitation and just widen him out just enough. Come around with the tight end. That has been the play that has been working so far. Now they need to find something in the passing game off of that. Something with play action to get a breakout play going for this offense.
Second and 2. Prescott keeping his eyes downfield. And that is not caught. Terrence Williams covered by Jalen Mills. 3rd and 2.
The secondary's good, Al. They're good. I've been watching them for a while now, and they're asked to play a lot of man coverage against a lot of great players. And they're deep. Jalen Mills may be one of the surprises this season. And, of course, they added Ronald Darby now. Azul Douglas, he's done a nice job as a 3rd-round pick. They're going to get Sidney Jones. This team may get better as the season goes along.
They love Sidney Jones. Now Beasley now is the tailback, and they give it to Smith. Ooh. And he tries to thrust forward, but doesn't. So that crowd, that call, very negative to this crowd here of 93,247. 4th down. Strange call.
Oh, we talked about Tim Jernigan a little bit earlier. Watch him right here. He is just going to set the line of scrimmage on the Cowboys side of the line of scrimmage. Nothing. There is nothing there. That is one big stud in the middle for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Chris Jones, this will be his 4th punt of the night. And it's a high and relatively short kick, which was fair caught at the 15-yard line by Barner. 2:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. Philly up by 14.
got a feeling that tonight's gonna
Make Walmart your first and only stop. Black Friday, Thanksgiving, 6 p.m. Get the app for a sneak peek at the deals.
12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. But it's right, so join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes one. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
Verizon and Google have teamed up on the Pixel 2. It's like Verizon is the oil and Google is the balsamic.
It's more like the Google Pixel 2 is the unlimited storage.
Verizon is the best unlimited plan.
I like oil and balsamic.
Get up to 50% off the Pixel 2 on Google's exclusive wireless partner, Verizon.
There's one road that will always remain the same. It's familiar. It's comfortable. And its destination is somewhere we never quite left. It's the road home. Right now, receive a credit of $3,000 on the BMW X5 xDrive 40e.
A turkey for me. Turkey
Martha Stewart.
Pump it.
That's right. Here comes some corn.
All right.
So the standings coming in, Philly with a 3-game lead. Dallas at 5-4. Washington losing to New Orleans today, and there were the Giants at 2-8. So a victory for the Eagles doesn't mathematically clinch the division, but they can all but make their plans to print some playoff tickets.
You know, I think their goals are a little more lofty than this division at this point. These guys, I've seen them all. And this is certainly one of the better 2 or 3 teams in football right now.
Trying to win their 8th in a row from the 15-yard line to begin this drive. It's a 1-yard gain for Blunt.
Well, Carson Wentz, the combination of so many different things, but the protection by the offensive line is giving this young player time to scan the field. And he is taking some shots out there, but the other part of his game is even if the protection breaks down, sometimes that's when the biggest plays for this offense comes. He attacks the line of scrimmage and has just continued all season long to put touchdowns and not field goals on the board for the Philadelphia Eagles in that red zone.
2nd and 9. Handoff going to Clement. Around the corner he goes, very close to a first down. They're going to spot it at about a half a yard shy. It'll be 3rd down and inches. Jalen Smith rode him down.
I love watching Jason Kelce play. I really do. Here's a guy that just can get out in front of his running back, almost look like a fullback out there, and grab hold, do whatever you have to do. But there aren't many teams that have that sort of versatility. We've seen the trap blocks inside, but they can also take their center and move him in front of run plays. A big reason why they've been so tough this year running the ball.
Brother of Kansas City's great tight end, Kelce. Travis Kelce. And then you got Wentz here, and he's going to slide to a stop, and on 3rd and inches, he keeps it himself. So he started out red hot, did Wentz. Then he cooled off for the whole rest of the first half and comes out blazing hot here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the other reason the Eagles are so good running the football, because you have to worry about that. You know, it's so hard. It's 3rd and short, and here comes Taco Charlton. He's doing what every defensive lineman would do. Let's go get the running back. We need a tackle for loss. And like we see Russell Wilson, like we see Dak Prescott, that 3rd and short run by the quarterback can be a real backbreaker.
Hand off to Blunt to the 32. So that offensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles, so good. Run blocking, pass blocking, Pro Football Focus position ranks right there. Jason Peters, of course, on IR, but he was 2nd. Wisniewski 5th. Kelce the best. Brooks 3rd, and Lane Johnson 2nd. Boy, you got 5 guys like that up front. You're going to win a few games.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, and here we go, Halapoulivaati Vaitai is really improving at that left tackle position. We haven't talked about him tonight being some liability, right? And he's been just improving every game.
Can't talk about him. We can't pronounce his name. Second down and 8. The pass is caught by Zach Ertz. And he's taken down there by Byron Jones. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. With the score, Philadelphia 23, Dallas 9. Sunday Night Football resumes after these messages.
Spend your Black Friday feasting on hockey. The Discover NHL Thanksgiving Showdown. Penguins, Bruins on NBC.
The Voice is my one chance to reach my dream.
You can win this show.
I'm just ready to show the world what I do.
You are a star.
Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
The Voice live tomorrow and Tuesday on NBC.
Wawa's handcrafted beverages are specially made just for you. Try a caramel macchiato, cozy chai tea latte, or a rich mocha latte. Each made just the way you like it for a price you can't believe. Because right now, any size is only $1.99. Gotta have a Wawa.
Prudential asked these couples, how much money do you think you'll need in retirement? Then we found out how many years that money would last them. How do you think we'll keep...
You're gonna leave me back here at year 9? How did this happen?
It turned out a lot of people fell short of even the average length of retirement.
We have to think about not when we expect to live to, but when we could live to.
Let's plan for income that lasts all our years in retirement.
Prudential, bring your challenges.
Caribbean.
It's back to make mouths water. It's Wawa's Hot Turkey. With tender turkey, warm, rich gravy, flavorful stuffing, and delicious cranberry sauce. It's a Thanksgiving feast on a roll or in a bowl. Gobble, gobble. Gotta have a Wawa.
An exclusive with Malcolm Jenkins.
Tonight, after the game.
Aerial coverage tonight brought to you by Geico. Looking at downtown Dallas. Back we come to Arlington. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth. The show Tafoya on Sunday Night Football. Philadelphia on top 23-9. As they try to go to 9-1 and win their 8th straight. Third down and 2 now. From the 38, Ajayi is the running back. Fake to him. Under pressure, Wentz able to stay away from the sack, and then he throws to Jeffrey, who cut all across the field to pick it up. Damian Wilson could not get Wentz down. They moved the change.
I mean, you just don't see guys that are 6'5" move like this. Watch this little wiggle inside against Wilson and get that ball off and convert that huge third down. That's what you just can't teach somebody, no matter how many former quarterbacks he has coaching him. That kind of playmaking ability, it wins championships.
Third catch for Jeffrey, the ex-Bear tonight. 48-yard line, the ground again, busting through is LeGarrette Blount. To the 21-yard line he goes, and how's that for a 1-2 combination? Blount, maybe 1-2-3. You got Blount, Ajayi, and Clement. That's a gain of 30.
Well, this play has been working well. Just let Irving come through, come over, kick him out, but they really haven't even had to tonight. He is basically just fallen down. He has so much of a forward body lean on that particular play that they haven't even had to block him tonight.
190 rushing yards tonight for the Eagles. And pick up about 5 more on that thrust by LeGarrette Blount. Won a Super Bowl ring with the Patriots last year. So there's Howie Roseman, who longtime Eagle front office man, who has the power now again with player personnel, second down. I say again as Blunt, because when Chip Kelly was there for those 3 years, Kelly had almost all of the power, not only on the field but in terms of personnel. And when the Kelly regime ended, Roseman took control back of the personnel, and they brought in Doug Peterson now in his second season.
Yeah, well, a completely different style of offense, right? He was trying to get his style of players, and now they go back to a little bit more traditional offense with Carson Wentz, and they're reverting back to form. But a lot of huge pickups for this team, and Jay Ajayi being one of those. Not often you get a difference maker this late in the season.
3rd and 3 from the 15. Wentz throws, and they can't get Aguilar down. He breaks away, goes in for the touchdown. Boy, the Cowboys need that stop, and they don't get it.
Yeah, unless this knee goes down. It looked like it bounced off the turf. Let's see Aguilar's knee. Does it hit the ground?
Oh,
yes,
yeah, right there.
Now what do you do, Coach? Going to give Camus J. Hill a shot.
So they're going to move it back. It is not a touchdown. Here's Vinovich.
Under review.
Well, they don't have to challenge it because it's ruled a touchdown. So this will benefit the Cowboys. They don't have to challenge, and they're going to win it on the official review.
So there you were, owning the landscape. The freedom of knowing that you were out in front. But what didn't occur to you is that while you were basking in old glories, we were forging a new path.
Holiday spirit is in the air at Sprint, and so are great deals. Make your holidays happier with 50% off the newest Samsung devices with Sprint Flex when you switch to Sprint. And with Galaxy Forever, you can upgrade anytime after 12 Flex payments to the latest Galaxy. Plus, you'll get the best price for unlimited. 4 lines for $25 per month per line with the 5th line free. That's 50% off Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. So don't let a 1% difference in network reliability cost you twice as much. Sprint is the smart choice for great deals and the best price for unlimited. Happy holidays.
Introducing Fitbit Ionic, the smartwatch designed for fitness.
Nice chair.
Thanks. I use MasterPass.
MasterPass?
Yeah, MasterPass. Pass.
Was it expensive?
Priceless.
MasterPass by MasterCard, the modern way to pay. Rated E to M.
Now starting at $2.99.
PlayStation.
A world without laughs is a dangerous place.
Wow, you really do have a lot of scars.
That's why I switched to birds. Chimps are very violent.
But you can watch Superstore, The Good Place, Great News, and Will and Grace. Streaming now, just in case.
Already determined down by contact. That was very clear. And so after the official review, it's 4th down and 5. And because of the place kicking situation, the Eagles, as though Peterson said to Michelle Tafoy at halftime, are going to go for it in these situations. LeGarrette Blount in the backfield. Wentz trying to convert on 4th down, and what a catch by Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey into the end zone on 4th down. 3 possessions this half for the Eagles, all 3 resulting in touchdowns.
We'll watch his knee in a second, but watch this catch. Oh my goodness. Wow. He catches the ball and falls very close. Bobbled it for 1 second, pulls it back in. When does the knee hit? Right there, probably short of the goal line, but what a play. These guys are magicians catching the ball anymore. Talk about a big target, too. Alshon Jeffrey, he just has the ability to outreach, outstretch, and outjump almost everybody trying to cover him.
Everybody, all the officials and the coaches looking up at the replay. Looks as if, even though Jeffrey thought he was into the end zone.
We're going to check a little possession, a bobble there. Does it ever get anywhere close to the ground? Going to the ground, holding on. That should be the catch and down about the half-yard line or so. Man.
So we're being told they've confirmed.
Number 73. Number 73 has reported eligible.
So they don't stop it. They reviewed it in New York, said it's a touchdown.
May have been contacted short, but if he's juggling the ball, then he gets possession into the end zone for a touchdown.
So 29-9 going on maybe 31. Here's the two-point conversion. Play fake, pass caught. And well, Ertz lost the ball. If you run it back here, you'd get the 2 points. You got flags all over the place now, but there's been a penalty-free game, and that was Durant running it back.
I'm not so sure he wasn't across the line.
That's what I'm thinking.
Fumble happened.
Right. So does he get across the line? Well, take another look at this. Of course, this gets reviewed, obviously. In New York, does he have possession?
Nope.
Well, no, he doesn't.
No, he does not.
Jalen Smith knocked it out, and then Durant tried to run it back.
The ruling on the field is a completed pass, fumble prior to the goal line. During the return, personal foul, low block. Number 11 on the offense. That penalty will be forced on the kickoff. Timeout.
That's a penalty on Wentz, but they get the TD and lead it 29-9.
Rated T for teen.
Play it on PS4.
PlayStation.
At T-Mobile, when you holiday together, great things come in twos, like T-Mobile and Netflix. Right now, when you get an unlimited family plan, Netflix is included.
Ho, ho, ho!
T-Mobile covers your Netflix subscription,
Best Christmas gift ever!
so you can binge watch all year long.
Now you're thinking Christmas.
And now, when you buy any of this season's hot new Samsung Galaxy phones, you get a second one free to gift. That's one Samsung for you and one to give. T-Mobile. Holiday together.
We finished the dream closet just in time for Black Friday. Check it out. Wow.
I love sweaters. Sweaters and fleece for the whole family starting at $10. Black Friday doorbusters. Doors open 6 p.m. Thursday. Only at Target.
You thought you were out there all alone. And then one day, there we were. How odd it must have felt to suddenly find us. A little bigger, a little closer, and then this happened. And then this.
Know what makes retirement less scary? Getting a check every month. With an income annuity from New York Life, you pay some money up front and then get checks for the rest of your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. Be good at life, New York Life.
November 29th, an exceptional episode of SVU.
Your soul is not dead.
A moment you've got to witness.
We need to stop this.
A secret you've got to hear.
What did you do?
New SVU, November 29th on NBC.
Lane Johnson, you want to say none the worse for wear, but when you take a look at him, I'm not sure about that. But a happy man right now because his team is up by 20. On their way to what they hope is an 8th consecutive win and a 4-game lead. So now Ujay Hill, after the penalty, he has to kick from 15 yards farther back. So this one goes to the 20-yard line. And Rod Smith will bring it back out to the 40. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Elvira.
Blanco. Shamu.
New Blue.
Old Orange. Annie.
Teddy.
Sapphire.
Wild Dog.
Blue Eyes.
Baby.
Baby. Because that's my baby.
There she is.
Sunday Night Football being brought to you by the 2018 Kia Sorento. Learn more at kia.com. By MasterPass by MasterCard, the modern way to pay. By the all-new Fitbit Ionic, the smartwatch designed for fitness. And by Sprint, works for me. Well, yesterday afternoon at the Star in Frisco, as play resumes here, you saw Highland Park beating Texarkana Texas High School 56-49, and they're just dancing around now. Jernigan came in. And there is John Stephen Jones, the grandson of Jerry, and all he did yesterday was throw for 6 touchdowns and run for another.
And defending state champion.
Right. Sign him up.
Yep. He's got some offers.
Yeah.
Good player.
Second down and 18. Prescott throws and Bryant makes the catch. Up to the 45. They've held him pretty much in check tonight, even though he's caught 6 passes. They only total 42 yards, 7 per reception.
Yeah, this hasn't been a huge passing night, and the Philadelphia Eagles have been able to run it so effectively that everything's been working here in the second half.
Oh, yeah. And look out. Prescott was the arm coming forward. They say the play is still alive. And this is Bradham who's going to run it in for the touchdown. At least for the moment. Chris Long created the fumble. And that is the ruling on the field right now as they envelop Prescott. Ruled a fumble and a touchdown. Chris Long last year with New England earned a ring there, came over in free agency with Philadelphia, and he creates this. Here he is.
Look at Derek Barnett stretch and get that bicep, and the ball comes out and goes backwards. So this bevy of pass rushers continues to hunt, and Byron Bell, the one beaten on that play. So the left tackle position without Tyron Smith continues to be the issue. And we are beginning to build in the NFC somewhat of a Super Bowl favorite. These Philadelphia Eagles now have been putting on a show for a sustained period of time. Pretty good looking team.
Barnett will get the forced fumble. Long in there with him. 35-9. And even now they'll go for the 2-point conversion. Even though I am sure Mr. Ujay Hill would love an opportunity to score a point. Instead, they get 2 more as Trey Burton crosses the goal line. So another 2-point conversion. Clearly a fumble and a touchdown and a huge lead for the Eagles.
Let the past die. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
I need someone to show showed me my place in all this.
This is not going to go the way you think.
Make Kohl's Black Friday your first stop. Shop Black Friday deals online all week long. Plus, get more bang for your buck with $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. Get $19.99 toys. Kitchen electrics are just $7.99 after rebate. And stores open Thursday at 5 p.m. Kohl's.
The new celebration rules are in place, and Pepsi is all for it. Antonio, what have you got in mind? Bit of a throwback. Looks like the Charleston. You never see that in football or anywhere.
So, Verizon and Google have teamed up on the Pixel 2. It's a match made in tech heaven. It's like Verizon is the oil and Google is the balsamic.
No, actually, they separate into a suspension.
It's more like the Google Pixel 2 is the unlimited storage.
The Verizon is the best unlimited plan.
What if it's like H2 and O?
Yeah, like that.
I had a feeling that would score with you guys. Good meeting.
When you really, really want the best, get up to 50% off the Pixel 2 on Google's exclusive wireless partner, Verizon.
Welcome. How's it going?
Hi. Hi.
Okay, so you've got two friends here.
Yes.
This is the J.D. Power Award for dependability. Now, I want you to give it to the friend that you think is most dependable.
Oh!
Wow.
It's just not fair. Does she have to?
She doesn't have to.
Oh, I don't?
No, but it's a tough choice, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, luckily, Chevy makes it a little easier, because it's the only brand to earn J.D. Power Dependability Awards for cars, trucks, and SUVs 2 years in a row.
That's amazing.
Chevy's a name you can trust.
If the guy in the middle, Tyron Smith, is not playing left tackle, the Cowboys don't look like the Cowboys. Let's take a look at the left tackle lounge. For Dak Prescott, Tyron Smith in there, no problem at all. 4 sacks allowed, 754 attempts, just 5%. Anybody else, and look at those pass rushers. They start to line up in about 1/5 the number of snaps, double the sacks, 16% pressure. And Tyron Smith hopefully will be ready to go on Thursday.
Chargers come to town here. Switzer with the kick return here. To the outside he goes. And up to the 35-yard line. Well, you think about Philadelphia. So when the Chip Kelly regime starts, the 3 years, they make the playoffs, but then everything kind of falls apart. You know, one thing we need to bring up, too, the way Kelly ran his offense, they were always dead last in time of possession. Now they have added like 6 minutes to that, and the defense thanks them very much for that.
We've seen all these teams now, Al. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New England. You want to put somebody else in there? Maybe New Orleans.
We haven't seen New Orleans yet.
The Rams were pretty good when I saw them, but I would say for me, those three. But I agree with you. I think New Orleans may be in that league because the way they're playing defense, the way they're running the football, and of course we saw today when it was all on the line, Drew Brees got it done again.
He did. The Vikings. Don't forget the Vikings.
Vikings. There you go.
Yeah. And Mike Zimmer has done an unbelievable job with that team. I mean, the rookie running back Cook goes out early. Bradford goes out. You got Case Keenum running the team. You got a fantastic defense.
Yeah, the defense just keeps getting it done. Maybe a home Super Bowl.
Never happens. At least in the home stadium. That's caught at the 35-yard line. Bryce Butler is there. So no team has ever played the Super Bowl in its home stadium, even though the 49ers played at Stanford Stadium once and the Rams played at the Rose Bowl once. That would be the closest.
I tell you, Al, the other thing is I talked about how they can do so many things on offense. On defense, they can too. This was a game where basically their pressure from their front four was taken away by the pace of the throws of Dak Prescott. So they go back and play coverage, and now that they've got Ronald Darby back there, in addition to the other guys that were playing well, this team has multiple ways to win on the defensive side as well. And you can just see, even in simple run fakes and getting rid of the ball quickly or on bootlegs, Dak Prescott was just under siege, and this is no aberration. This is what you see when you watch the Philadelphia Eagles play defense.
2nd and 3, Bryant. And this is going to look good on the stat sheet, but I mean, clearly the game is well in hand. They're adding a bunch of yardage here, but tremendous job by the Philly defense. 8:45 now. Jim Schwartz, 5 years as the head coach at Detroit. Then he went to Buffalo, was there for a year. Worked in the NFL office in 2015 when Peterson brought him to Philadelphia last year. And that is deflected and incomplete. James Hanna, the intended receiver.
This defense does things a little bit differently. They allow their defensive linemen, and especially those ends, to decide what they want to do. So if they want to go outside, they can go outside. If they see sort of a soft stance and they want to jet by to the inside, they can go inside. Then it's up to the next level, the secondary, the linebackers, to cover for whatever it is that they do. So imagine having a two-way go against any tackle in the league with those kind of dynamic playmakers over there. That's what makes this defense so exciting.
Prescott. And he'll get taken down at the 15-yard line. Brandon Graham, third down.
Well, we just continue to see it. Here we go. Feel like we've got Lyle Collins setting to the inside. All right, I'll go outside. Your linebacker will go to the inside and make that kind of play. But Brandon Graham, over the years, he has never put up one of those huge numbers years. But this guy lives around the quarterback. We were kind of joking with him the other day. I've never seen a guy get so many pressures and hits on the quarterback and not have one of those 15-sack years. I still think it'll come for him one day.
6 sacks for him this season. And then Des Bryant gets taken down here. Again, Bryant with a lot of catches tonight, but the yardage is next to nothing. 63 yards on 8 grabs.
Yeah, and great enthusiasm out of Brandon Graham, and I don't know for Jason Garrett right now. I think the realization of life without Tyron Smith and Ezekiel Elliott starting to set in. You know, this was an offense that was balanced last year. They could run it, they could throw it, great play action, and they're only half of that right now.
4th and 10. Prescott escapes, throws, picked off in the end zone, and that's Jenkins, and he thinks better than to come back out. So that's the first time in his career flag is thrown at the end of the play. Prescott wants a face mask call. Pleads his case with a couple of the officials, including Bill Vinovich, who will momentarily tell us eventually.
Ruling on the field is an interception and a touchback. During the return, personal foul, blindside block, intercepting team number 91. That bowling will be enforced from the 20-yard line. Philadelphia ball, first down.
Well, so the pick stands. They get the ball. We have 7 minutes to play. It's 37-9. Tough night for Dak.
It's in the heartbeat, it's in the real thing. You can't make it up. It's in your soul deep. It's in the stripes, this dirt on my feet. The well of my
Not everyone can be an all-pro like Jason Witten, but anyone could save money with Geico.
It's the Amazon Black Friday Deals Week, with deals across every department. And free shipping on over 100 million items. Good times. The Amazon Black Friday Deals Week, November 17th to the 24th.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like wet grocery bags, getting a bad haircut, overcrowded trains, turnstiles that don't turn,
Oh, yeah!
and spilling coffee on themselves. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV and for a limited time get a $100 reward card. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Can I get a glass of white wine and a Michelob Ultra?
Michelob Ultra, 55% fewer carbs than a glass of white wine.
It's like
Next level Chevy.
Looks like Chevy's been doing their homework.
Look at this.
The 2017 Chevy Closeout is on.
Can I have it?
I want one.
I'm buying this. You guys have a Chevy dealer around the corner?
Trade up to a Chevy car, truck, or crossover during the 2017 Chevy Closeout.
It's time to trade in.
The 2017s are going fast. Get 20% below MSRP on our most popular Chevy models, or use special closeout pricing to get over $3,600 below MSRP on this Camaro. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
You cannot wear a Raiders jersey to my family's Christmas dinner. Just turn the lights off.
A week from tonight, off we go to Pittsburgh, where the Steelers are red hot, coming off their Thursday night win over Tennessee. They'll take on the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football from the Steel City. Ball at the 10-yard line as Philly begins this drive with a 2-yard loss by LeGarrette Blount. Clock running with 6:50 left in the fourth. Short week for the Cowboys. They'll have to lick their wounds. At least they get to stay home. Beat the Chargers. For Philadelphia, they will go home. And as you look at Jerry Jones, Philly will meet Chicago at home next week, and then they're on the road for 3. They're going to go to Seattle. They play the Rams in Los Angeles, and they're going to stay out west, as most teams do when they have that road trip to the coast. And then they play the Giants on the road. So 3 of their next 4 away from home. Swinging to the outside, off to the races again is Clement before he is taken out of bounds up at the 25-yard line. Carried 6 times for 51 yards.
I think every offensive lineman has pulled at one point or another in this game. There's that power play where they come around. Once again, they'll end up with the trap blocks on the inside, trying to take advantage of the penetration up the field. But it has been across the board. All these guys very athletic, and you can tell that Frank Reich and Doug Peterson has confidence in all of them to pull and move and make those blocks on the run.
Off the play clock, give the ball to LeGarrette Blount for a gain of 3.
How about having last season's touchdown leader in LeGarrette Blount basically as an accessory for your offense? I mean, they have the ability to do it a lot of different ways. I would say if they have a weakness right now is they don't have that true receiving running back. You know, Darren Sproles was a big loss on this team. Not only did he really understand the protections, but he was so good running the routes. You know, they pick up Jay Ajayi, but he's not really a route runner. He's not really a great catcher of the football. So maybe Clement ends up being that guy in that role. I don't know.
2nd and 6. Here's Blount. You saw that graphic, about 4 straight games now, 30 or more points. And that's 6 times they've done it in their 10 games this season. And this is a team tonight that has now rushed for 215 yards. Jeff Lurie pretty happy with what's going on, obviously. His team rushed for 197 in their last game before the bye against Denver earlier this year. 214 on the ground against the Chargers.
Yeah, their 4th game now this season over 190 yards. That's pretty impressive right there. That makes offensive linemen and pass protectors look really good.
And the cherry on top of the frosting is the fact their quarterback leads the league in touchdown passes. On top of all this, 3rd and 7, and moving up to the 31-yard line goes Jay Ajayi.
But we have seen some of these young quarterbacks make big jumps this season, haven't we? Jared Goff out in Los Angeles playing so much better, and Carson Wentz just seems to be improving daily. You can almost watch it game to game. You learn something new. You get him on something once, and he comes right back. And this young man, Dak Prescott, is just a star. And the great thing about it is this league really needed a fresh crop of young quarterbacks. And it's so much the story, Deshaun Watson and Houston. I mean, all these guys can play.
Jones's boot pulled into the 26-yard line. Switzer running around and goes back once he started. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, not necessarily good news for the Dallas Cowboys as linebacker Anthony Hitchens is officially questionable with a groin injury. You know, that versatile linebacker who can play every position. We know Sean Lee won't be ready for Thanksgiving on this quick turnaround. Now we'll have to wonder about Anthony Hitchens, and so while they may get Tyron Smith and Dan Bailey back, they may be short on their defensive players, Al.
Yeah, not exactly what you want, Michelle, on a short week. There's Sean Lee, 3 days rest, and then they're off for a week and play a Thursday night game on NBC against Washington. Now Cooper Rush comes in. He is the backup quarterback, and he'll finish things. Played 4 years at Central Michigan, was a free agent, and won the backup job in training camp. This is Smith to the outside. We saw Rush in the Hall of Fame game this year when Jerry Jones was in the booth with us. Put on quite a show.
He did, and he just kept making plays. It's one of those stories that, you know, you don't expect him to make your team. You kind of have a camp arm and get him in a preseason game. He looked pretty good. All right, let's give him another shot. Looks pretty good. Pretty soon as your backup quarterback. I don't think anybody in this franchise thought that was going to happen.
No, they were pretty sure Kellen Moore would be the guy. Here's Smith, and he gets gang tackled by Gang Green. Third down. So Philly's remaining schedule now. Home they go next week to meet the Bears, who are 3-7. Then it's a Sunday night game. We're going to see them in 2 weeks here on NBC at Seattle. Big one in Week 14 at the Rams in the Coliseum. Go to the Giants, and then when they get through that, they're home for the next two against Oakland and Dallas.
Well, we have seen them in the past get home playoff games, and like everybody else, they are tough. Can you imagine that city? The reaction of this team comes in as the #1 seed in the playoffs.
That will take us to the 2-minute warning. Philly on top 37-9 in Arlington.
I think those folks deserve to be front and center on the field before a game. You know, hopefully it makes them feel good, because it sure makes me feel good to be down there with them and, you know, shake a hand and say thank you so much, and we love you guys.
We just had a miscarriage.
Take my heart. Leave a message for Kate.
Where are you? Please, please, please call me.
And forever you will never be alone.
This week, meet some of the incredible children of St. Jude and celebrate 14 years of thanks and giving. This week, only on Today.
Volkswagen post-game report following the game. Michelle on the field, as always, interviewing the stars of the game. Mike Tirico, Tony Dungy, Mike Florio. Wrap it up. Chris and I looking ahead to Thanksgiving night in our nation's capital right after the game on the Volkswagen post-game report. So we'll just play it out to the finish right now. 4th and 15. And Jones comes in for the boot. This is the last time we did a game with 5 accepted penalties. Ever?
I don't think so.
Not for a long time. You're right with a few of those. Long boot, fair caught at the 25-yard line by Barner with 1:51. So the turkey leg will be in order for the victors on Thursday night. To the nation's capital we go. The Giants pulled off a stunner today, beating Kansas City at home. Down in D.C. to take on the Redskins. So that's the way you can end your Thanksgiving feast at home. Join us at 8 Eastern time. Football night in America. Giants and Redskins from FedEx Field.
It's been fun to watch him, hasn't it? The nice thing is about all those young quarterbacks I was talking about a little bit earlier, oh, such good guys, you know, that should be the face of the NFL for the next decade to come. And unfortunately, some of the stuff off the field that's been happening has deterred from what should be the big story this year, and that's those young star quarterbacks that are taking center stage.
It's almost overwhelmed it. I mean, there's so many things going on, as we all know. So an early victory formation for the Philadelphia Eagles. Come off that bye week, much like his mentor Andy Reid. Doug Peterson had this team ready. You know, if you just joined us, good luck. But if you just joined us, the halftime score was Dallas 9 and Philadelphia 7. In the second half, it's 30-0 Eagles. And one more kneel down will take us into the Texas night.
I tell you, this is a well-coached football team, too. Doug Peterson has proven himself as a play caller. Frank Reich as a coordinator. Jim Schwartz, Dave Phipps does a nice job. And now they are profiling. This is a socially active team, too. They get out. We've seen them very engaged. They have a lot of fun. Chris Long donated his entire paycheck to charity and trying to make a difference on diversity issues in his communities. But they are starting to feel it now, aren't they?
That is a beatdown. 9-1 are the Eagles. 5-5 are the Cowboys. It's a 4-game lead at the end of week 11 for Philadelphia. Best record in the league. And off they go to meet Chicago next week. So Wentz tonight started hot, cooled off, but played extremely well in the second half. Ran the ball to the Eagles for 215 yards and win it 37-9. Volkswagen post-game report coming up next right after these messages from your NBC station.
For the second year in a row, Verizon has partnered with Macy's and NBC to take you inside the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with a live 360 experience. So go to Verizon's YouTube page or app for Inside 360 Live and see the parade like never before.
Tomorrow,
This is the man that killed 21 Americans. Let's get the kid!
it's the Brave Fall finale.
Let's get our revenge.
We don't have a lot of time. You have got to get out of there.
The Brave Fall finale, tomorrow after The Voice on NBC.
What a game. We're here at Xfinity Live watching every play with you. I'm Keith Jones.
I'm Jacqueline London. Make sure you stay with NBC 10 after the game. We are your official station of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm John Clark in Dallas. We're live with exclusive access to the team. We're going to talk to the head coach one-on-one.
I'm Randy Gyllenhaal in Texas with thousands of Birds fans taking over the town.
And your Thanksgiving week forecast where you could hit travel problems.
It is all tonight on NBC 10 News right after the game.
First Department 60-second Rotini.
Here we go.
Hi, honey.
Hey, Mom.
Are you eating well?
Yeah, I'm actually making something right now.
New Barilla Ready Pasta. Deliciously al dente in just 60 seconds. Simply add your favorite ingredients and enjoy.
Amazing.
Hey, there you go.
I can almost smell it.
New Barilla Ready Pasta. 60 seconds to wonderful.
Elbow.
Oh, sorry, Mom.
With Simply Right checking from Santander Bank, just make one deposit, withdrawal, transfer, or payment each month to waive the monthly fee. And there's no minimum balance. You're all right with Simply Right checking from Santander Bank.
This year, Toyota's Black Friday deals are just too great to wait. So from now through November 30th, every day is Black Friday. When you need more traction and superior handling on the road, Toyota offers 10 different vehicles with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive to fit your lifestyle. Like the dynamic RAV4, the versatile Highlander, and the roomy Sienna. Visit buyatoyota.com to find the hottest Black Friday deals and your nearest tri-state Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Is the jersey you're buying authentic? Tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Welcome to the Volkswagen SUVW post-game report. Here now, Mike Tirico.
8 straight wins, a 4-game division lead. The team with the best record in the NFL rolls a 30-point second half, 37-9. Philadelphia beating Dallas. Maybe there was some rust off the bye week, but that went away pretty quickly in the second half. Very dominating performance, both sides of the ball by this Philadelphia team. that continues to gain momentum. Al just showed you the schedule. Philadelphia, great opportunity to be a top team in what's a pretty top-heavy NFC. We'll talk about Dallas's disappointment in a few moments, but let's get to the players of the game. Carson Wentz, very solid for Philadelphia, especially in that second half of state-free football. Malcolm Jenkins got his first interception representing the defense. Game balls to them and the interview with Michelle Tafoya.
Mike, thank you. Carson, you guys scored 7 points in the first half, and then you come out and score on drives of 75, 90, and then 85 yards. What was the adjustment that paid those dividends?
I think the biggest thing was just staying with the game plan. You know, we came out early, went right down the field, and then they were just making plays. So we knew if we just stayed with the game plan, we had a great one. And the big boys up front kind of came out angry. You know, we ran the ball that second half really effectively, and this defense was balling, so it was fun to be out there tonight.
Yeah, your offensive line and your running backs, what kind of luxury is it to have those 3 different backs with 3 different styles?
Yeah, it's incredible. It makes my job easier. You know, I can just turn around and hand it off to those guys. They're great in pass protection, getting out in the routes, and the big boys up front lead the way, so it's fun to play behind them.
An interesting storyline in this game was that you lost your kicker midway through the first half, didn't have a kicker for the second half, which limited you guys in terms of point after attempts and field goals. How did you look at that challenge?
You just got to keep going. You just got to keep going, and we got some nice 2-point conversions, so now we got to go back to the drawing board with some of our 2-point plays. But no, it's just one of those things, adversity strikes, and we just got to keep going.
4 straight games of 30 or more points. Congratulations, Carson.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's go to Malcolm Jenkins, who led this defensive performance. You had a deflection on the first interception. Then you came up with the third interception, and you didn't let these guys in the end zone. What made this defense work tonight?
I mean, you know, everybody doing their part. You know, we knew that coming into this game in a hostile environment, everybody was just going to have to, you know, do their job and nothing more than that. And you saw a lot of guys contributing. They did a good job in some of those drives, getting in some big personnel, trying to run the ball on us, and they moved the ball quite well. But everybody stepped up. We had 4 takeaways, a score. You know, didn't let them in the end zone, and that's team defense. That's what we've kind of hung our hat on all year. Is not doing anything special, just everybody doing their job, and when their numbers called, guys stepped up.
All right, 2009, you win a Super Bowl with the Saints. Special team. How does this one compare?
We hadn't won a Super Bowl yet, so I can't really compare it. But one thing I learned, you know, being on that 2009 team, is that you got to enjoy the moment and enjoy the road to the. You got to enjoy it, and so that's the biggest thing about this team. We're trying to stay in the moment. This is a special year, a special season, and we want to enjoy every minute that we have together, and we have fun out here, and we'll continue to stay that way.
So it does feel special.
Oh, it's definitely special. I mean, you know, we're racking up wins, having a lot of fun doing it. The city's excited. Our fan base is traveling well. We're having a good time. So we'll keep staying in that moment.
Good luck. Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Mike.
All right, Michelle, just a few gray hairs in that beard, but a lot of life in not just Malcolm Jenkins, but that defense. So let me bring in Tony Dungy here. Tony, I'm thinking over the last 8 days, we saw New England on Sunday, Pittsburgh on Thursday, now Philadelphia. Eagles have the best record of the bunch at 9-1. In your estimation, where are they in the conversation about who's the best team in the league?
Well, I'd have to put them right at the top now, Mike. I was very impressed tonight. Carson Wentz, we know what kind of football he's played, but he wasn't red hot today. But they have so many ways to win. They're such a complete team, speed everywhere. He talked about the offensive line. Even though he wasn't hot, they ran for over 200 yards, and that helped them, took some pressure off him, and Jay Ajayi has been a big addition to this team. And then defensively, they've got speed everywhere. They've got pass rushers. They're good in the secondary. A lot of ways to score, forcing 2 turnovers tonight. Really, really a complete team. I'd have to say they're playing the best football of anyone right now.
Agreed. And Dallas on the other side, 1 touchdown scored last 2 games. They've lost these 2 games by a total of 48 points. A lot of work to do with that short turnaround to the Chargers on Thanksgiving. Tony, happy holiday to you. Let's bring in Mike Florio from ProFootballTalk.com. Mike, the Buffalo story. They went with Nathan Peterman, the quarterback. 5 interceptions in the first half. Buffalo loses to the Chargers. They'll be at Kansas City next week. So what are they going to do at quarterback?
Well, Coach Sean McDermott said after the game today he's going to evaluate the position, and this is less than a week after he benched Tyrod Taylor, put in Nathan Peterman, and this is all about the value of having a true franchise quarterback. The Bills don't have one. Sean McDermott got his job as head coach in part because of the fact that Cam Newton in Carolina, where McDermott was, is a franchise quarterback. Franchise quarterbacks tend to get guys hired elsewhere. They tend to make everyone successful, and the Bills haven't had one since Jim Kelly. That's the broad play here. for the Bills, finding a franchise quarterback. They've decided it's not Taylor. They found out today it's definitely not Peterman. And now the question is getting through this season 1 week at a time until they can get to the draft. And they've got the ammunition, Mike, to move up and get one of the best guys coming out. And maybe a couple of years from now, we'll be talking about their version of Carson Wentz or Deshaun Watson or some other young quarterback that truly is a franchise quarterback for the Bills.
Interesting, because Buffalo's in the middle of that very muddled picture at the bottom of the AFC as we head to the wild card season last 6 weeks or so. Mike, thank you. Tomorrow morning, Mike will host ProFootballTalk.com from 7 to 9 Eastern, followed by the Dan Patrick Show from 9 to noon. Big win for Philadelphia here. Al and Chris will look ahead to Thanksgiving night right after this.
Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. Yeah. Oh, baby, how you like? All I need is my
VW drivers have always put others first. Now, we're returning the favor with the People First Warranty, America's best bumper-to-bumper limited warranty.
All right, off you go.
Casual Fridays at Buckingham Palace? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Nathan saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Just a little bit further.
You don't get off that easy.
On November 17th, play Overwatch free. Winner of over 100 Game of the Year awards. With over 35 million players.
Wow. The world could always use more heroes.
Overwatch. Try it free November 17th. Rated T for teen.
The amazing new iPhone 8 is at AT&T, and we know you'll love it.
Because we know you want more.
More great camera features and more power.
And more than just unlimited data, we give you unlimited plans with HBO included for life.
Because you deserve more entertainment and more spokespeople.
Talking like this, saying the word more.
AT&T.
It's time for more. Am I too close? I feel like I'm too close.
Get the iPhone 8, and with all AT&T Unlimited plans, get HBO for life, only from AT&T.
Welcome back to the Volkswagen SUVW postgame report.
Snap, the spot, kick is on the way, and New Orleans wins it in overtime. A heartbreaker here for the Redskins.
Manning takes the snap, get a lob one down the left sideline, and the pass is caught. Kick on its way, and it is good. And the Giants have upset the Kansas City Chiefs in overtime.
Indeed, they have, as they knock off Kansas City. First of all, let's talk about the Redskins. I mean, at one point today, Kirk Cousins looked like he was on his way to about a $900 million contract.
I was saying this same exact thing. How can they not pay that guy? And then they're up 15 and basically give it away in the last 4 minutes. And the Saints just keep on rolling there. And honestly, the Giants, you have to give Ben McAdoo a little credit. He got on them pretty good this week, and they responded defensively for sure.
Yeah, he told the fans, hey, come on out, we're going to give you a show. Not that it was, a gangbusters show, but, winning it in overtime 12-9. They pulled off the win, though.
Not bad.
And then it's on to the Steel City. We'll have Green Bay against Pittsburgh. Packers are reeling, of course, minus Rodgers. Pittsburgh red hot. What do you think of that game?
Well, the Steelers are really setting up for a great run here because they have so many games at home in the second half of the season, but also looming out there the New England Patriots, and that one is going to be one for the ages. That is going to be a great matchup. But I still think those three teams are the ones to beat, New England, Pittsburgh, and what we saw tonight out of Philadelphia.
Yeah, that Steeler-Patriot game comes on the 15th week, so it's Giants Skins on Thanksgiving night. Join us at the end of your day. Packers and Steelers next Sunday night. There's your final score once again from Arlington, Texas. 37-9 after Dallas had led 9-7 at halftime. Until Thanksgiving night, Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle DeFoy, our whole gang, Fred Godelli and Drew Escoff at the helm, saying good night from AT&T Stadium in Arlington.